What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another watch along. We've got Everton at home today at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Just under 10 minutes to go till kickoff, and we've got a brand new debutant in the studio. Everyone give a big We Are Tottenham welcome to Rez. Rez, how you doing today, mate?
I'm well. Thank you very much for having me on, Ben. Cheers.
No, it's great to have you. It really is. Big game tonight. Absolutely. Obviously. Let's just run through the lineups just before we get into it. So these are the lineups for Tottenham. We got Hugo Lloris, Doherty at right wing back, Romero, Dyer and Davis in the centre back positions, Sessegnon on the left who keeps his spot, Højbjerg, and a return for Bentancur in the middle, Kulusevski on the right, Sonny on the left and Kane up top. And with Everton's lineup, we got Jordan Pickford in goal, a back four of Coleman, Kenny, Holgate and Keane, Alan and Decore in the middle with Donny van den Beek and Gordon, Richarlison, and a return to Calvert-Lewin up top. Rez, what are you thinking of the lineups? Are you happy with the lineups?
I think, yeah, I think that's probably the strongest lineup he can play at the moment, given that Skip's still out. I would, as I've said, I would probably prefer a midfield of Skip and Bentancur. So yeah, it seems to be this is my best team and I'm going to play it. And with only, league games to come, I think that's probably the way he's going to be going for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me in terms of the left-back situation, because obviously Reguilon has had the shirt all season. Since he's been out, I mean, he's struggling and finding it hard to get back in the team. With Sessegnon, I mean, he played well. He has been playing well, but also he's been blowing a bit of hot and cold. I mean, what do you make out of this? Are you happy with Sessegnon at the moment? You think he's playing well?
I think he's doing as well as can be expected for the player that he is. I mean, he's still very, very young, so expecting him to sort of be the reincarnation of Gareth Bale on the left wing is probably asking a bit too much.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. I think with Sergio Reguilon, the issue there is that it is that hot and coldness. You can't really say either of them is better than the other in terms of defensive duties. maybe Conte wants to sort of give give Sessegnon a bit more game time, a bit of development. Who knows? Maybe Reguilon is just out of favour for some other reason. Maybe he just doesn't really think he's the right player for that left wing back berth. Or God, who knows? Maybe Real Madrid have already bid for him, and he's going back in the summer. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I don't think there's a huge world of difference between the two of them at the moment. So I don't worry necessarily that it's not Reguilon. Although I am curious as to why.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Reguilon was definitely going to play today. Obviously, in our predicted lineup, we did exactly the same lineup it is, apart from Reguilon for Sessegnon. But on the other side, we've got Matt Doherty fighting out with Emerson Royale. And finally, since Matt Doherty has come to Spurs, he finally has the shirt.
Yes, I think so. And in the current lineup, well deserved, I think.
Well deserved or well undeserved for Emerson?
Sorry, let's put defaultly deserved,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because if it's a case of Reguilon or Doherty, right now there's no real argument. I don't think Emerson deserves the shirt. I don't believe that he should have the shirt. As I've said before, he might turn out to one day be one of the best right wing backs in the world, but he ain't that now. And we need, if it's a choice of inexperience or experience, at least Doherty's got some experience.
Yeah, and he needs a big performance tonight if we're going to get anything from this game. And it's interesting, like, when you're thinking of this game coming in, because in the last couple of years, last 5-6 years, whatever it may be, when you're coming up a side as out of form as Everton are, 1 point above the relegation zone, you'll be licking your lips, rubbing your hands together, thinking, look, 3 points is a given tonight. But I'm not thinking that way tonight. And I'm really worried coming into this game.
I think the only thing that's sort of giving me any hope that we will get a win is that pattern. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, because we lost the last one, so we're due for a win. Other than that, there is absolutely no scientific, if you like, or sort of rational reason why we should expect to win at the moment, because our form is very, very patchy. Yeah. Again, Everton might be out of form, but
our form is like consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's precisely it. That's the only thing you can rely on when it comes to Spurs is their unreliability. So yeah, it's an odd one. It's not something. It's not a game that I'm sort of licking my lips over, thinking, yes, this is going to be a good game that we're going to sort of dominate and give them a lesson. Before Spurs against Everton at home was always a tasty match. This one is, I'm going to be purple now. It's a bit ashes in the mouth. It's just going to be scrappy and unpleasant, I think.
Well, we are 2 minutes away from kickoff now. I want to know where you guys are watching from. I want to know your score predictions in the comment section below. So come on, spam that chat with where you're watching from and the score predictions. We've got 670 people watching with us at the moment, 104 likes. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those subscribers up as well. What is your score prediction?
1-0 Everton.
Whoa, 1-0 Everton, the repeat scoreline of last season it was. I'm going to go a bit more positive. I'm going to go 2-1 to Spurs. Obviously, Calvert-Lewin back in the lineup for them. I'm also worried about Dele Alli off the bench as well. But welcome back to White Hart Lane to Dele Alli. I hope he's got a good reception out there. I'm a massive fan of Dele Alli. I always have been. I was very upset when he left, but I think it was the right time for him to move on. I could definitely recognise that. And I wasn't, like, when Dele was here over the last couple of years, I was always saying get him out of the team because he's not producing. But I've got those nostalgic moments that he's given us. So I definitely appreciate Dele Alli and love Dele Alli for his time at Spurs. But unfortunately, it was the correct time for him to move on, in my opinion. But, he's going to want to come on today and have a point to prove.
Definitely, I think so.
All right, we've kicked off, people.
Here we go.
Dyer to Ben Davis, keeping it around the back at the moment, looking quite high up the pitch here, Tottenham, with Romero, plays it into Bentancur, and I think he's going to be very important today.
I think so. I mean, at the moment, when it comes to our midfield, when we're talking about creating from the middle, he seems to be the only one. Højbjerg does his Højbjerg thing, which is sort of break up play, be that shield in front of the defence and be the destroyer. Whereas, I mean, you can see it now, Bentancur's sort of playing slightly ahead with sort of him anchoring the midfield. Again, we all know about Conte. It's all about the wing backs. And what we've seen recently with sort of teams that play deep, we have problems breaking them down. But Everton, at the moment, I mean, it's a bit too early to sort of tell how they're going to be setting up, but we'll see.
Do you think that with Spurs, the stats state that if Conte has a week to prepare for a game, that the results maybe swing in our favour? And we have had more than a week to prepare for this game.
Yeah.
Do you read too much into that?
Not really, because the thing that you got to bear in mind, a lot of people cite his time at Chelsea and how they'd play well in the league and then go to the Champions League and do badly. But then they had a league game a couple of days after the Champions League game as well. So, it's I don't give that much credence, because he would have played while he was learning, coaching. He would have played in teams that were in Europe regularly, so he would have understood the requirement to prepare over short periods. I don't give that much credence. I think it's just a coincidence, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have said similar things. We got a super chat here. Catman Jess, member for 8 months. Big up, Catman Jess. And he says, big up Ben, Rez and Sim, grandpa at the game. Come on, you Spurs, with a Canadian flag. And he's saying 4-1. And that's the exact same scoreline that Bob Spur went for today as well. 4-1 to Spurs. But here comes Spurs. I was going to say Jaffet Tanganga. Ryan Sessegnon into Harry Kane. Plays it all the way back to Ben Davis. Oh, who's that on the floor there? Harry Kane holding his ankle. He's going to get up, but I'm really worried about a Harry Kane injury, because it's always about this time of year that his ankles start going. So if Harry Kane gets injured for us for any sustained amount of time, then that's us done for.
Oh, well, I mean, I said it after the transfer window. I said we're 2 injuries away from collapse. We get an injury to, say, someone like, say the two central midfielders. Let's say Højbjerg was injured and Bentancur, who's only just come back from injury. Who do we get? We got Winks and Harvey White to play in the middle.
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe Harvey White will be a new Busquets. But I don't think we're going to see that.
The thing is with Harvey White, right? He's already 20 years old. Only a year younger than Dejan Kulusevski.
Correct.
Last year he was at Portsmouth on loan, and he couldn't even break into the team consistently for them. And
that's right.
Albeit when he was in the team, he did play well and scored a few goals here and there.
Sure.
But it's not like he knuckled down and actually got into that team week in, week out, and was a really important player for them.
No, like Skip did with Norwich.
Exactly.
And
that was in the Championship.
If you can't get, it's like Jack Clark at the moment. I don't believe he's not starting for Sunderland at the moment. So it's like, why did we acquire this player if at the age that he's at, he can't really do it for a League One club? And that's a question. I think Harvey White was stopped from going out on loan because we just didn't have enough bodies in the middle of in the centre of midfield.
Yes.
No.
So why not stop one of Lo Celso and Ndombele or Dele Alli going out? I know they weren't contributing much, but they contribute more than Harvey White.
That is an excellent question, Ben, which I wish I could come up with a cogent answer for. That's the thing. It is one of those questions where you think to yourself, why did we do this?
Oh boy, here comes Seamus Coleman. Crossing the box, deflected up. Calvert-Lewin, that's manhandled by Davis, but it comes out. And here comes Spurs.
Okay.
Dejan Kulusevski, one-on-one with the defender.
Come on, get in front of him, Kane.
He's been tackled. Good opening there for Spurs.
That was an opportunity, I think.
But that might show you that there is going to be space here for us.
I think so. They don't look very sort of close up or compact at all. They look open.
Yeah. Which is good for us.
Which is good for us.
We were having a chat off camera before about saying, like, we can only play against teams that play a specific way, that leave a lot of space at the back.
That's right.
And Everton seem to be doing that
today. They do seem to be doing that.
Albeit only 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Just on the bottom right, just try to connect to the TNCP.
This one?
Yeah, the next one along. The top one. Yeah.
Okay.
And just refresh it.
Yeah.
All right, Everton playing out of the back here. Decore out to Seamus Coleman. Coleman to Gordon, who I really rate, actually. I think
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon's been playing really well, especially since Frank Lampard has come in. Young player, full of energy, full of aggression, and you can just see he really wants it. Everton
That's
again.
the thing about Everton. This is what you would hope that Lampard would give them, because under Benitez, they seem to be a bit sort of stifled almost.
Yeah.
Didn't really have a lot of freedom. Or a lot of sort of quick movement.
And they didn't really have the players to do that kind of Benitez system. They need to have a bit more of a free-flowing game to them, because they've got some good attacking players in their team, and they need to make the most out of them.
Well, the likes of Calvert-Lewin is
Calvert-Lewin,
very good.
Richarlison.
Is very good. Yeah, it's actually a bit. I mean, I don't rate Frank Lampard very much as a manager anyway. I think that he was certainly given the Chelsea job way too soon.
Yeah, I agree.
But
well played, Romero, just taking it off the heels of Calvert-Lewin there.
Thankfully, it wasn't Sanchez there, because then something other might have happened.
No. Sonny loses it.
Yeah, well.
It's Calvert-Lewin here. Come on, Sessegnon, get that away. But Decore beats him there. Decore plays it back. And Sonny just about wins the ball there, but loses it again. Seamus Coleman being aggressive up there against Heung-min Son.
We're leaving a lot of space on the left there, on our right, for them.
The ball goes over the top to Richarlison, over Romero's head, but he air kicks it luckily, and Romero can get that away to Bentancur. And Kulusevski loses it on the edge now. What is going on here? Decore.
Again, Spurs under pressure, camped in their own half. It's just, this can't be the instructions. This can't be the way that he's told them to play. It can't be.
Yeah. I mean, they're just pressuring us high up the pitch, and we're just,
Letting
not
them
responding to that.
Yeah.
We're losing the ball in dangerous areas again.
Not even really pressing them that much.
No.
It's almost like they're at home and we're away. It's gonna be one of those games, isn't it?
And Sessegnon now loses it.
Yeah.
Decore. But Højbjerg wings it back. Well done, Højbjerg. And he brings it up the pitch. He beats Decore, and Decore fouls him. That's surely a free kick. Come on, you Spurs. Let's get into the game, Tottenham. Come on. What do you make out of...
The mind is not in there. They just don't seem to... They seem not uninterested, just like deer in the headlights almost.
It's so hard to explain it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's a lovely ball from Eric Dyer out to Sessegnon. Sessegnon plays it into Kane. Tried to feed in Sonny, but Bentancur on the edge. Plays to Matt Doherty. Cross in the box. But Sessegnon picks up after a deflection off the Everton player. And Harry Kane.
Is he onside?
I think I'm not sure, but Harry Kane has it and he's being bundled out there, but he still has the ball somehow.
Helping him.
Someone help him out. And that goes on to a throw into Tottenham. The Everton players think it's them, but Kane plays it quickly to Heung-min Son, and he loses it.
Back in possession.
Falls to Ben Davis, who plays it into Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer out to Bentancur. Bentancur back to Romero. Bit of possession here for Tottenham now. Bentancur with the ball out to absolutely nobody. Tried to find Sessegnon, but he didn't read that pass, to be honest.
No. Well, that was a fair challenge. I think. I'm sorry.
What do you make out of Sonny's form at the moment?
The best way I can describe it is that he's like a high-performance engine that needs maintenance. He's got the capability, and he's done it this season a couple of times, or a few times, and his stats back that up. But when you apply the eye test, you can see he's not 100% with it. The energy's lacking sometimes. The play is a bit sloppy. So that's what I think. Yeah,
what do you put it down to?
Probably, well, I'm not going to say what I really put it down to, or I mainly put it down to, but I think one of them might be overwork. He's just been overused because ultimately, when he's not playing, who do you replace him with?
Yeah,
Bergwijn.
Yeah, that's the only player.
Mora.
That's the only player. Bergwijn.
You know,
is Mora on the bench today? Yes, he is.
He is, yeah. So
All right,
he's
Harry
overstayed.
Kane.
Here we go. All right, come
Fades
on,
in
Sonny.
Heung-min Son.
Come on.
Heung-min
Come
Son's
on,
got
son.
Ryan Sessegnon
Go on.
overlap.
What are you doing?
Took too much time there, and Anthony Gordon just got there and plays it back to the keeper.
Under normal circumstances, he would have hit that first time. He would have just smashed it from the edge of the box.
One touch to the right and bang.
Bang, exactly. You know?
But he does really well there, Sonny, to win it back, but the ref's given a foul.
Ref's given a foul. Who is the ref?
The ref
Anthony
today, I thought it was Anthony. I'm just going to make sure. It's Stuart Atwell.
Stuart Atwell. Oh, right, okay.
That was a really good chance for Tottenham.
That was gilt edge.
Kulusevski and Harry Kane linking up there.
Look at that.
Lovely ball from Harry Kane, and Heung-min Son just takes too much time, and Anthony Gordon does really well there. Really well.
He should have known it was coming. I mean, yeah, he got sort of lucky, but...
Come on, Sonny. Come on, Sonny. Free kick to Everton from that foul from Heung-min Son on Anthony Gordon.
You see Conte shouting instructions. At least he's a bit more animated than against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
He looked...
What do you put that down to as well?
Can I swear?
Yeah.
That was down to, for fuck's sake, is what I put it down to. I just... What we've had so many times over the years, for fuck's sake, Spurs.
Yeah. Free kick comes in from Anthony Gordon. Sessegnon gets that away, but only as far as Decore. Leaves it for Alan. Alan plays it back to Decore, who plays it back to Alan.
And every Everton player bar one is in, or bar two now, is in our half.
Exactly. If we can just nick the ball somehow. That's a lovely ball over the top to Anthony Gordon. Plays the ball in over the top of everyone. But who's this?
But even with with a misplaced cross like that, they still end up with possession in or on the edge of our area.
I mean, we win the ball back. What do? We just boot it all the way back to them. We've got 1,200 people watching with us at the moment. Big up to everyone in the chat. Welcome to the stream. And smash that like button if you're new or if you're old round here. We appreciate all likes.
Absolutely. Likes are liked.
Exactly. Likes are very much liked.
Indeed.
And Ben Davis now plays it to Sessegnon. Sessegnon's seen quite a lot of the ball early doors here. We are 13 minutes gone. I mean, no team has really laid a glove on each other just as yet.
Not really. It's been a bit of a sort of few jabs thrown here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, no punches landed though. I mean, although that chance for Sonny was...
Yeah, it was the best opening of the game, I would say, but we didn't really create a chance from it. But Ben Davis plays Sessegnon in. He's found it round the back. He's crossed it in.
Oh, yes!
Harry Kane, come on! 1-0 to Spurs.
Lovely, get in!
Oh, my days, and Spurs are winning here. Brilliant play from Ryan Sessegnon, hitting the byline, getting the cross in the box, and Harry Kane was there to finish it. Unbelievable from Ryan Sessegnon. That is exactly what he's needed to do, and that's exactly what he's done. Big up Ryan Sessegnon. Come on.
That first time cross was absolutely lovely. It's one of the weakest parts of our game right at the moment is that first time ball or playing the first time pass, but he did it beautifully there. Just pushed it across, whipped it in, and there he was.
And that was a great ball round the back.
It really was.
Davis
Look at this.
well.
First time cross, and it was in.
Was that an own goal or was it Harry Kane?
Well, I'm going to give it to Kane, but who knows?
No,
it's an own goal, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The chance was created. You know what? To be honest, if the defender hadn't done anything, who knows? Kane might have got it anyway.
Yeah,
you know,
but Michael Keane has put us 1-0 up here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Come on, you Spurs! And his face is very red right now.
It offsets the blue of their strip very nicely. Very nicely. Who knows? Maybe Michael Keane could be the next Jamie Carragher. For us, in terms of own goals scored for Spurs.
Well, you saying he's going to get moved to Liverpool?
No. It's only because Jamie Carragher scores a number of own goals for us. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, I think he holds the record for most own goals in the Premier League. I think still
just
Jamie
overall.
Carragher. I think so. Yeah. Oh, what's going to happen here? Donny van den Beek kind of with a slightly high foot, or I don't know if Bentancur's head was fairly low, but it kind of kicked Bentancur in the face there.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't touch him.
Didn't touch him. So a little bit of gamesmanship there from Bentancur. We call it gamesmanship when it's Spurs. Yeah. Others call it cheating. But I'm not.
Frank Lampard does not look happy.
No. He looks more and more like his dad every day.
All right, we're 1-0 up here. That's
good.
Exactly what we needed. But as well, we were talking before about the way Everton are playing.
Yes.
This is going to cause them even more
Yes.
to come and push out and try and get a goal against us.
Absolutely.
So,
and that will play to our hands, I think. And
100%.
this is the thing. This is why I don't rate Frank Lampard as a manager, because if you're a manager, you would think to yourself, hold on a minute, I can observe that when a team plays compact against Spurs, they generally either keep them out or win.
Yeah.
And he came here and deliberately played open. As I said, up until a moment ago, every one of here we go.
Go on,
go on, Sonny. Go on! Yes!
Come on! 2-0 up. Early
Brilliant.
doors here in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Come
Here we go.
on!
Here we go. Lovely.
And Spurs are running riot here in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Heung-min Son, 2-0 to Spurs, 16 minutes gone. And who speak about the negativity? Come on.
Whisper it. Are we going to batter them? Are we going to batter them?
Come
He
on. Yes.
With 74 minutes left to go.
Top
That
four
was
back on
beautiful.
res.
No. Come on, I'm a Spurs fan. I can't believe that.
That was an assist
Brilliant.
from Kulusevski there.
Superb. So
Romero plays it into Kane. Kane into Kulusevski. Kulusevski with a lovely touch for Heung-min Son. And the keeper's got to be doing better there. I'm sorry, but
do you know what?
Pickford's
That's
got
what
to be
Sonny
doing better
should have
there.
done the last time he was through on goal.
Look how that goes underneath
was, yeah.
Pickford.
Well, this is it. Again, Pickford's another one I'm not a big fan of. Everyone sort of raves about him, and I think to myself, no, he's not that good.
Yeah.
He's good, but
I don't rate Pickford at all,
Yeah.
to be honest.
yeah.
2-0 with inside 17 minutes. Lovely stuff.
Do you know what? The weird thing is they'll probably start sort of retreating into their shells a little bit because they'll be frightened, and then we'll stop getting through them quite as much. That's what I think is going to happen.
We need to pump him now. We need to pump him. His 200th appearance on his 28th birthday, and he does that. I think he might have had a big one last night, Jordan
Happy
Pickford.
birthday, Jordan. Happy birthday, mate.
And two nice moves as well. I know the first one was an own goal, but nice moves.
Oh no! Listen, an own goal is still a credit to the team that creates it, because ultimately you're putting them under enough pressure that they'll make a mistake like that.
Agreed.
So, no, we've done well. I'm surprised, but I still agree with you, Ben. They're open, and that's why we're able to get through. If they play open, yeah.
No, we're doing well, and
Definitely.
if we do go on to win this game, because this is Spurs, so anything can happen. It sets up a very tasty game at Old Trafford next weekend.
It really does. That's a proper 6-pointer.
But here come Everton now. Richarlison out to Kenny. Kenny back to Donny van der Beek. Van der Beek with a cross in, who finds the Decore, but Spurs hopefully get that away. Yes, we do. And it goes straight back to Everton. And then they come back at us. And look at Spurs, compact in their shape, ready to pounce.
Yeah.
All right, Everton just...
Well, again, maybe Conte read this. Maybe he said he knew what was going to happen, and he set us up to do it. So it works for us. It does work for us.
Throw into Everton after that Heung-min Son challenge on Seamus Coleman. Coleman back to Alan, and I hope all these Spurs fans that wanted Sonny dropped can just hush up for a little bit now.
I want him dropped. No, I don't want him dropped. No, I don't want him
Hush
dropped.
up for a
No,
little
I don't want him dropped. I want him to be less overused, is what I say. So maybe a rest now and then, a little bit of sort of time off, downtime. You know?
I get that.
But no, definitely not dropped. No, he's not. No, dropped is ridiculous. But the odd game where he's not played would be nice for him. Same with Kane, to be honest. Although we can't, because we've got no one to
Even
replace
with one
him.
leg, Kane's playing.
This is it, because we've got no one else. We've got no one, and There's a friend of mine, Shane Black, who doesn't like the term backup striker, and I agree with him. We don't need a backup striker. We just need a striker, right? Just because Kane's in the team doesn't necessarily mean that whoever is the other striker is a backup. No.
Points from losing positions. Everton and Spurs both on 11. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Most this season are West Ham with 13.
Oh, that's a very sweet stat. I enjoy reading that.
All right, here come Everton. Spurs again, every single man in their own half, and Everton finding it very hard to break us down at the moment. That was a ball from the back.
Did Everton beat Leeds recently?
Yes, they
So
did. That's
again,
Lampard's only win.
Maybe that's what Everton. Maybe Everton are like us. If the other team plays compact,
I think most poor teams are like us, to be
yeah,
honest.
that's true. Yeah,
Bentancur now to Ben Davis.
lots
Ben
of space
Davis
in
going
front
to bring
of
it forward. He's got Ryan Sessegnon to his left.
Do it
He's
again.
got Sonny on his right. He passes it back to Eric Dyer. Dyer all the way over the top. That's a lovely ball.
Ooh,
just about
just
cut out there from Kenny.
Yeah.
It was going to find Doherty, though. We've got a super chat here from Kaylee Davis. Remember, 3 months, big up, says, more goals, please. We need to close the goal difference gap. Absolutely spot on.
Definitely. And I've been saying it. We need to give someone a battering at some point.
Yeah, that's not
it's got
Leeds.
to happen. That wasn't quite Leeds. It wasn't. It wasn't enough for me. I wanted like a 6-goal. 6 Spurs goals in a game, like Everton. We beat them 6-2 a few years back. That sort of thing.
Well, we're on track right now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We're averaging a goal every 10 minutes.
Yeah, so it could be
9-0. Oh, this football club, man. This football club. And I feel like right now at 2-0 up, I've got a weight lifted off my shoulder. Obviously, the weight can be put back on very quickly.
Yeah, as soon as they score a goal. Even though we'd still be 2-1.
Harry Kane with a cross there from the right-hand side, and Pickford just picks it up just before Heung-min Son.
Even though we'd be 2-1 up, we would think that's it, game done, forget it. That's it. We're going to lose now.
We're so fragile.
Yeah, absolutely. The life of a Spurs fan.
Alan to Van den Beek, who plays it back to Alan, who's going to find Kenny out there on the right-hand side, I think it is, yep. Kenny tracks back and plays it back to Alan.
They're much more cautious now. They're inviting us onto them. But we're not going to play that game.
Well, you say that, but they still got pretty much every man in our half.
But watch, they're not.
That's it. Come on, Harry Kane. We've won it back.
Trips
just
over.
nicked. It's a free kick to Spurs.
Well, okay.
Alan with his customary foul.
Yeah.
And surely next one will be his customary booking.
Well, you'd hope.
I'd hope. Here's Bentancur. No, Doherty, sorry. Plays it to Bentancur. To Højbjerg. I need my glasses today. I left them at home. Ben Davis plays it out to Ryan Sessegnon. Sessegnon loses it out to Anthony Gordon.
Oh, come on,
And Gordon
Ryan,
takes
don't
it
do
past
that.
Sessegnon, and Sonny just knocks into the back of him. And they've got a bit of a rivalry going today, Sonny and Anthony Gordon. Found each other a couple of times today. And that's a booking. Who's it going to? Sessegnon?
I think it's Sonny, actually.
Oh, Sonny.
Yeah.
Well, that is his second or third foul of the game already, only 23 minutes in. I mean, if
Yeah, that was a bit right in front of him.
he grabbed him, but if Sessegnon makes contact with Gordon there,
yeah, that's it. That's a foul. We got a super chat here from Jack Doherty saying, running an experiment where I don't tweet about the game, off to a rocking start. I might be the problem, y'all. Can blame me for tweeting all season. Yes, Jack, it's all your fault.
Jack, what's your Twitter account? I'm going to be keeping a close eye on you in the future.
We're going to make sure we're going to monitor you from now on. One tweet during a game and we'll find you.
Exactly. And if you dare tweet during the Old Trafford game, blimey.
Jack, the wrath of God will descend upon you. And then we'll end up losing, and it won't be Jack's fault then. It'll be someone else's.
Decore plays it out to Gordon,
gets
but
to it.
Dyer does really well there. Just got a text on my phone from Ashley. She says, enjoying Rez. He's very well spoken.
Oh, please. I can turn on a North London Council boy for you. It's not a problem, because that's where I actually come from.
Right, 25 minutes gone here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 2-0 up here. Everton kind of playing into our hands so far, which is great to see.
So.
And the first 5 minutes, you couldn't tell that this was going to be the score in 20 minutes' time, could you?
Absolutely. Although what I would like to see is a little bit more control now. Just sort of calm it a bit. Yeah, stuff like
not
that.
Those things.
Yeah. There's a bit of edginess to it, you know. Probably like us fans as well. I mean, I'm still edgy. We're 2-0 up, and I'm nervous.
That shows you're proper Spurs.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's just results like that 5-3 against Man U. I remember I was out that day, so I couldn't watch the match, but I was getting the text alerts, and it was like 3-0 at half time, and then I was buzzing, and then an hour later I was completely opposite. It can happen. It can happen.
This is Spurs. Højbjerg. That's a bad ball.
No one really.
It was literally directly in the middle of Kulusevski and Doherty.
Yeah.
But Spurs win it back here. Dyer, who I think has had a very strong start to this game, Eric Dyer, with his pings out, but to both Doherty and Sessegnon. Doherty back to Højbjerg.
Oh, come on, Højbjerg.
Just about wins it back. Plays it back to Eric Dyer. Dyer plays it back to Lloris. And Spurs just passing it around here. Davis, Sessegnon. Running out of options there, Sessegnon plays it off Seamus Coleman. Yeah. Is that a goal kick or a throw? I think it went behind,
or did it go out before it went behind?
I'm not too sure. About to see in a second. We've got a super chat here from Ribsy85, member for 14 months. Big up. Says, COYS, still a lot of work to do, and absolutely spot on. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. We're not even a third of the way through, so long way yet to go. Long way yet to go.
Dyer out to Ben Davis. Davis to Sessegnon. Sessegnon loses it again.
We're having problems sort of controlling the ball.
Yeah, we're having like problems passing it out the back, aren't we? And I think that Anthony Gordon is being very upfront and aggressive, and he's always there when we pick up the ball. He's pressing very well. It's a great ball from Højbjerg into Doherty. Doherty to Heung-min Son. That's a lovely ball from Doherty. Go on, son! Oh! Kane! Oh! Sonny's got to be slotting that, I'm afraid. Oh, it's a great ball from Doherty. That's a really good play from Doherty. Coming into the middle of the park. Plays through Heung-min Son, who had literally so much time and space. Almost a bit too much time and space. And usually he would just slip that onto Pickford, but he's just hit it straight at him, kind of.
And Kane's follow-up just so close.
Yeah.
My word.
Oh. Unlucky Tottenham. Really good opening.
Really.
But you can just see those openings are there for us time and time again. We've had about three openings like that so far this game.
Does that go out?
Yeah, that went out. It's a throw on to Everton. About midway into our half.
Come on.
And Sonny disappointed with himself there.
I think so. There wasn't quite enough oomph on that shot to slip it under the goalie. It was just a bit...
I mean, it just kind of just went straight at him, didn't it? And to be honest, the one that he did score was straight at the keeper as well, and it just went under the keeper.
Yeah.
And here comes... Oh, lovely cut out there.
Well picked up, yeah.
By 3 Spurs players there, cut them out. But here comes Bentancur. Bentancur just loses the ball there. But Spurs win it back with Harry Kane.
Go on.
He's got 2 men on him, Harry Kane, and he loses it to Allan. And Allan plays it into Decore. Decore out to Richarlison. Oh, that's a bad challenge from Romero there. That's a bad challenge. He's saying he got the ball, but he got nothing of the sort. And it's a booking for Romero.
Yeah, that was coming, wasn't it?
And that was a bad challenge. And it's a bit too early for Romero to be booked. That's half an hour in and he's booked. He's got to watch himself now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super chat here from Travis Kendall saying, we need to give Conte and the team more time. It takes time for managers' systems and the right players to completely gel. We definitely need some spots filled, but we're on our way there. And look, I give you your point on Conte, but these players have been here for too long now, and a lot of these players are not right for Conte's system. So a lot of these players need to go.
Absolutely, I agree. You can't argue that the likes of Doherty and Emerson, will fit into Conte's system given the way that they've played, because Emerson especially is just not the right player. He was brought in for a completely different system, a very different system.
Yeah.
And so, I'm all for giving young players time and for developing them, but not in Spurs' first team when we're not a development club.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be a club that competes. So by all means, develop them in the background. We don't have reserves anymore, but the Premier League too, the occasional cup game. Yeah, no problem. But he should not be the first choice, or in this case, superseded by Doherty. So yes, give Conte time, but also give Conte backing by giving him the right players.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Romero plays it off Richarlison, and that's a throw on to Tottenham. Half an hour in here. 2-0 up. Can't believe it. Still can't believe it.
Could have been 3.
Could have been 3.
4.
Yeah. Lampard looks a very angry figure there on the side, and that is, I love seeing that because I really don't like Lampard. I really don't.
Oh no.
Lloris to Ben Davis.
That's it. Well done, Spurs.
To Sessegnon.
No.
Stop losing it there, Ryan. How many times has he lost the ball there in that area of the pitch?
Just
so frustrating.
Pissing about in our own third. Like that. Stop doing that.
Harry Kane had to do it there on his own.
My word.
And he plays it to Davis. Romero. Finally, Romero gets out there, but it goes all the way straight back to an Everton player, and it comes straight back. And here come Everton now. Dominic Calvert-Lewin on the ball. Dyer gone to engage, but Doherty wins it back. Well played. And Dyer...
And again, that's it.
hits it against Richarlison, but Tottenham win it back. Look how many Everton players are pressing. All we need to do is beat this press and we can spring on them.
Absolutely.
Doherty with a searching ball out to Ryan Sessegnon.
Didn't quite get to him.
Coleman just about cuts it out. And Anthony Gordon now to Decore and now Alan. Alan with a lovely ball out to Seamus Coleman. Seamus Coleman with a cross in the box, and that goes to Bentancur. Release it, Bentancur. Release it. He's done well, actually.
He's done very well, but you would want him to release that ball.
Yeah,
you would. It's just you just don't do that. You don't play games in your own half. In your own third.
And again, though, like I know we're 2-0 up, but our passing is just way off today.
Yeah.
We keep losing the ball. We can't put about 3 passes. I mean, look, the goals were good passing moves, but apart from that, our passing is just off.
It's just, again, that it's tentative, it's still not settled. It's not a team that's necessarily playing with confidence. They've played well, but they're not comfortable with what they're doing at the moment. It doesn't seem comfortable. It doesn't seem fluid.
Agreed.
Okay, sure, that will probably come with time and, as we've said, with the right players, but it's not there yet.
Oh, here we go.
Pick it up. Well done, Sonny.
Well played, Sonny.
Okay.
Sonny bearing down. He got Sessegnon moving inside.
No.
Oh, he plays a square ball. He does it again.
Go on.
Matt Doherty. Doherty.
Come on. Oh.
Matt Doherty twisting and turning inside the box. Jordan Pickford was equal to it, and it's a corner to Spurs. Well played, Spurs here. Well played.
That was... I don't know why. Why didn't he shoot that first time?
I think he done well there, Doherty.
He did very well. I'm not going to think, but I just expected him. I shifted my hip thinking he was going to hit it. Yeah. Adam D is saying that Doherty is playing okay. You're right, Adam. He is.
I think he's playing well. Yeah. All right, Bentancur. Back to Sonny. Driven. Oh, Kane was there.
Corner or goal?
Another corner. Another corner. Come on, you Spurs. Let's get another one before half time. 10 minutes to go until half time.
I know, 3-0 at half time, Ben. That's not a good score.
It's not a good score, but I'll take it.
Yeah. That's a frightening score for Spurs. That was clever. That was a clever ball. There's Holgate.
Paul says, who's the guy in Doherty's shirt today?
Yes, it's true. Yeah. Yes.
Playing very well, Matt Doherty.
He is. It is. The guy, maybe it's a guy called Dat Mockety or something like that. It's his what's it called? Bizarro World Double.
All right, here comes the corner. Heung-min Son over it.
What I'd like to see is a free kick near their area that isn't taken by Harry Kane.
Oh, I'm absolutely in agreement with you
Did
there.
you see
100%.
Dyer's one the other day?
Yeah.
That was...
I don't know why Dyer is not our consistent free kick taker.
I have no idea.
Sonny with the corner.
Too flat.
First man, Richarlison, a bit of Christian Eriksen syndrome there.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Doherty with the ball. Plays it back to Ryan Sessegnon.
See, that's the Conte system. Switch between the between the wing backs.
Exactly, and you really saw it in that Leeds game when
Yeah.
Doherty and Emerson linked up not Emerson, Sessegnon linked up quite a few times.
Absolutely. If we can seeing more of those, yeah, that would be good. But again, just bring the ball under control. I think it's that fine line between being passive and being controlled. I think they don't have that art.
I agree. Oh, that's a bit of a bad pass from Romero to Lloris, but
there's the heart. I'm just going to swallow my heart. 1 second.
Oh, they're pressing us so well, but I'm surprised they haven't mustered up any more chances than they have, to be honest.
It's
Kulusevski.
true. Oh,
to Doherty with a lovely ball for Harry Kane.
On.
Harry Kane!
Yes!
It might be offside. Is it offside? I don't know if it's offside, but it is a goal so far. Harry Kane slots it in the bottom left-hand corner. Again, a lovely ball from Matt Doherty, but I want to see if that's offside or not. Because he did have a lot of time there.
They did have a huge amount of time. That cannot be offside. They're still thinking. They're still celebrating.
Let's see this again. So Harry Kane hits it on for Kulusevski. Kulusevski plays it to... Oh, he's on.
He's on. If he, what's it called? Might just, but are they reviewing or not?
They've got to be reviewing that.
Here we go. Possible offside, right? Okay.
Let's see what happens here. He's on.
He's on.
He's on.
He's on.
Come on. 3-0.
I don't believe it.
Right,
That's
now we need
amazing.
the fourth before half time.
Now we need the fourth before half time. Then we can relax. Okay? Then we can relax. Superb. Brilliant. Harry Kane almost into double figures for the season.
Really, wow. What was that, his 8th or 9th? Ninth.
In March, he's not had the best season. I'm not thinking his performances or anything. It's just you would not expect him to only have 9 in March.
I know. But extenuating circumstances with what happened at the start of the season with Nuno Ball and him trying to force that Man City move.
Yeah.
But in the last month and a half, he's been playing at a very top level.
Yeah. Yeah, the Man City game and the Leeds game were. I mean, you can't even describe it as anything other than world class.
And what a finish there!
That was beautiful.
What a finish! Bottom left-hand corner, and
Put Kane there.
Spurs are 3 goals up here. And you know what? As much as we were saying that Everton have been pressing us well, they haven't created any chances.
No.
All the chances have come up the other end, and we're very much deservedly battering them.
Our defense has done well. Our defense has done really well. You know, they've just sort of snuffed them out before they've had a chance to really put anything together.
All right, here comes Heung-min Son. Let's get a fourth before half time.
Yeah.
Let's put this game to bed. Is 4-0 putting the game to bed?
I think so. For Spurs, it's sort of like, you know, it's made it a mug of Horlicks, you know, made sure it's brushed its teeth, you know, put its pajamas on. It's not quite put to bed, but almost.
All right, Sonny. Ooh, nice little touch there, but Holgate puts it out for a throw onto Spurs. So as
I'd like
to
see Holgate get sent off.
Yeah, so would I.
He's a thug.
Everton now still 1 point out of the drop zone. I mean, it's getting really dangerous for them.
Jack is still not tweeting. Just to let everyone know,
Good.
Jack is still not tweeting.
Good,
so
Jack.
I think this
Keep
is
it that way, Jack.
Carry on, Jack. You're doing well.
Keep it there. Any relation to Matt, by the way, Jack? Any relation?
Maybe it's the old talk show host, Jack Doherty. I'm showing my age now.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm showing my age really badly.
All right. Here is Matt Doherty, but Van den Beek thinks he's hit it off Doherty, but I don't think he did.
No, he didn't. Doherty hit it off him.
Jerry Callahoon says, I'm more nervous now than being at the game. Dele Alli being stripped off here. No, he's not. Oh, yeah,
yes, he is.
Dele Alli being stripped off here with fire, and so is Iwobi.
Okay.
And so is Andre Gomez.
Okay.
Don't tell me they're making a triple sub before half-time.
5 minutes before the end of the half.
Wow. Lampard is not happy.
No. Well, I wouldn't be if I was Frank Lampard.
What do you think is going through Dele Alli's mind now?
If he was a professional in terms of his outlook, he would be saying, right, I'm going to show them. Not in necessarily a bad way, but it's like, I have a point to prove. If he's not a professional, it'll be whatever was going through his mind when he was at Spurs, which we still can't fathom fully anyway.
As in, how am I going to do this thing on Call of Duty tonight?
Yeah, what colour dread am I going to put into my hair this evening, you know? Which Marvel character's mask am I going to be wearing tonight on TikTok? So, yeah, as I say, as you said, actually, Ben, as well, I appreciate what Dele did for us, and there's some lovely, lovely memories of his time with us. But the last few seasons, the reason that he's had to go has been a lot of it because he seems to have lost sight of being a footballer and what he really needs to do to make his career a successful one. You would hope that him moving to Everton would have been the wake-up call for him as a person, as a footballer, to change the manner in which he approaches his career. Has he done that yet? We don't know. And we're going to have to sort of watch him a little bit more to find out. So
the thing is with Dele, you know, a lot of people saying he down tools or he didn't care enough and that kind of stuff. I don't think that was the case. I always think actually he gave his all, but I just think, you know, he wasn't playing in the right position for him, first of all. You saw when Jose Mourinho first came in, he put him in that position and he started scoring goals. I just think the system we play now and the type of football we play now is just nowhere near suited to him.
I agree on that score, absolutely.
Oh, Calvert-Lewin in. Bit of a melee in the box. Davis gets it away, but it's only to Anthony Gordon. Plays it to Alan. And that's back to Holgate now.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. But I also think that he lacked focus. You know, one of the things that got him sort of dropped by Jose Mourinho was that sort of reliance on his sort of flicks and his sort of tricks and stuff like that, which is an integral part of his game. I do agree. And so it's like, if you can't accommodate that, he shouldn't really be in the team. But a footballer should really adapt to his manager or his manager's wants. Completely. And I don't think he had enough about him to do that. Yeah. You know?
I just don't like the narrative around Dele Alli about people saying, oh, if he comes back to Spurs, I'm going to boo him. He down tools for 3 years. No. I mean, he gave this club such good service. And yes, it didn't work out for him over the last couple of years. But, you know, we're not Arsenal where we boo these players that come back. You know what I mean? I like to cheer the majority of players that come back.
There are one or two that I wouldn't sort of cheer. I probably wouldn't boo anyone except for maybe, well, not even maybe, apart from Sol Campbell. I think he's probably the only one that I would actively show dislike towards.
That's a great ball, but Romero gets it out.
But yeah, I think I certainly wouldn't boo Dele Alli. I would give him a round of applause. You know, when I went to see Watford earlier this season, I cheered Sissoko's name, you know, because he worked hard. He might not have been very good, but he worked hard. There's never a game where Sissoko didn't work.
Agreed.
And that, for me, is the only thing that you can really criticise a player on. You can't criticise them into being better. Yeah. The ability they've got is the ability they've got.
Completely. And if you give your all for the shirt, no matter how good or crap you are, you deserve respect, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. Sessegnon fell over. He somehow won the ball back, and Davis plays it up the line to Harry Kane. Harry Kane trying to fight off Holgate here, and he does well. And that's a ball. Oh, what a ball from Harry Kane to Matt Doherty. Done well, Matt Doherty. He slipped, but he still got it. Kulusevski now. Back to Harry Kane in his central midfield position, and he slipped as he took that pass, and Bentancur wins it back, and Romero has it now. Romero out to Doherty, plays it into Harry Kane, playing more of a central midfielder now. Harry Kane. Oh, lovely passing move from Harry Kane.
So good.
Just couldn't quite come off. Spurs.
Højbjerg battling.
Well played. The Viking. The Viking, Pierre. Come on.
Van der Beek sort of protesting, and it's like, you pulled him to the floor. What are you complaining about? You know?
Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. Okay, you see, a bit more of this sort of control, I think. A little less frenetic with the passing.
I mean, as the
Would
game
be good.
grows, we're getting more control, aren't we?
I think so. I think so.
Ryan Sessegnon.
That's here we go. Yeah.
Sessegnon into Sonny, but he loses out to
possession.
Anthony Gordon again. Gordon plays a ball, but Dyer's equal to that, and Dyer's going to play it back to Lloris. And Lloris is calling for Romero to go to the right, and he does so, and now he's on the ball.
About a minute left of the half.
Ah, yes, we are into stoppage time.
Yeah, I think we're just as long as we don't concede in this last minute, I think
Let's
we'll be
score.
okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Sessegnon is going to check back to Ben Davis. Ben Davis into Højbjerg. Højbjerg finds Bentancur.
Just need to just settle onto the ball a little bit.
Romero.
Oh.
And Holgate smashes the ball into his teammate's face there. Michael Keane.
Yeah.
And he is not having a good day, is he?
No, he's not. And his face will probably be red again from the impact of the ball.
Oh, what's happened with Sessegnon here? Sessegnon's just dropped to the ground here. I'm not sure what's happening. The medical team have come on for Keane and for Sessegnon.
Holgate assaults everyone, even his own teammates, it seems. So, yeah.
And there you go. His face is redder than it was before.
It looks like a lobster in an Everton shirt.
So at the moment, the half-time whistle is probably going to go in the next 20 seconds, and we're 3-0 up here with an own goal from Michael Keane, assist by Ryan Sessegnon, Heung-min Son with an assist from Dejan Kulusevski, and Harry Kane with an assist from Matt Doherty. So, yeah, great stuff at the moment, in my opinion.
It's been looking good. It has been looking good this half, I will say that. I didn't expect this score at all.
No, me neither.
I didn't think it was going to be anywhere near this, but again, as you rightfully said, you know, if you play open against Spurs, that suits us down to the ground. So
And that's exactly
what's happened. Absolutely, you know. Frank Lampard didn't learn from the Leeds game and or the Man City game, and he's been punished. His team's been punished for it. So I think, yeah,
Happy days.
Happy days, definitely.
Do you think there's a worry for Everton that they might go down? Do you think they will go down this season? Or do you think it's probably a bit too good to go down?
You would think they are too good to go down. But no one seems able to get a tune out of this Everton team, which on paper is far better than the results that they're getting.
That is half-time, by the way, guys. 3-0. Sorry, Red's gone.
No.
There's a bit of a fight going on here.
Archie-bargy?
Højbjerg's in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Romero's pulling him away. What the?
Yeah, that's right. Romero the peacemaker. Yes, I can see it now.
Seamus Coleman. I don't know what's going on there.
Davinson Sanchez actually proving useful in sort of diffusing it. I'm making no comment. No. Yeah, it seems to be a bit of afters going on there. So yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, happy days, 3-0 up at half-time. How do you assess that half, and who's most impressed you so far?
Well, Kane has played really well, I think. No one has been standout for me yet. Doherty's played well, I think. Can't believe I'm saying that. Bentancur has had his moments. There's been a couple of sort of weak moments from the likes of Son. Højbjerg has made a couple of sort of slip-ups here and there. Romero being booked was... he got through the half, which is good, but, you know, sort of bit scary. I think a lot of it has been that it could have been a bit more of a ding-dong, but Everton have just been really, really unproductive.
Yeah.
They've really not threatened in any real meaningful way, I think. That's down to our defence to an extent. I will certainly give them credit where it's due. There have been times where they've done well. No one's made any glaring errors that I can see in the defence. So I would say we're up. I think we're deservedly in the lead.
Agreed. We got a super chat here from Tom Edgell, and he says, "Up the boys, loving the new host and Keane hat trick," with a laughing emoji.
That would be very nice. Yes, absolutely. I think if we got Robbie Keane, he'd be adequate backup to Harry Kane.
Maybe he's talking about a Michael Keane own goal hat trick.
Yes,
maybe.
I know that's what he meant. Yes, but I was thinking, I thought Michael Keane, I thought Robbie Keane, get him in as backup striker, even in his 40s, because he's better than nobody. So yeah, it's been good. It has been good. I'm glad to have been proven wrong. I'm glad my pessimism hasn't come off. Yeah.
I think we just got to give thanks to Jack Doherty, to be honest, because I think he's the main reason why we're winning today.
Yeah, I do. I credit Jack entirely, completely and utterly. It's not the players, it's not the manager, it's not Everton, it's Jack.
The way I kind of assess the game, I think the game started as we kind of feared, with Everton on the front foot, and it looked dangerous for us those first 5 minutes. And I think us playing out from the back has been a worry for the opening maybe 20 minutes of that game. We kept getting caught. Ryan Sessegnon lost the ball many a time in very dangerous positions. But I think apart from that, I think we're playing football really well. We're picking up the ball in really nice pockets of space and one-touch passing going forward. It's just our passing playing out from the back, which has kind of left us wanting a few times today.
That is certainly a problem. I think that comes back to the whole what I was saying during the match, in that they don't seem comfortable. You would expect a team that's 3-0 up at half-time to look really settled, really confident with the ball, thinking this is our game and we're done. Not in a complacent way, but in a very confident, we're done.
Yeah.
We've done the job that we were supposed to do type way. That I don't see. I still see them as a little bit edgy, a little bit nervous, almost like us, the fans. We're 3-0 up, but we've been in this position before, and really disaster has struck. So, we can use that as an excuse, though they can't. They should really be looking more comfortable, I think, in possession and out of possession.
Do you think that's credit to the way Everton are pressing us out the back? Because every time we get the ball, any of our defenders get the ball, there's 1 man, 2 man, 3 man, Everton men really pressing us really well. So do you put that down to maybe the nerves from Spurs, or is it more down to how well Everton are actually? I know they haven't created many chances from it, but they are actually forcing us into these mistakes at the back.
Well, I think like anything, it's never one factor. It's never going to be one single thing that basically contributes to something. But even when there have been times when Everton haven't necessarily immediately gone to press us, and there's been that sort of, I don't want to use the word shakiness, that's the wrong word, a sort of frisson, a sort of shiver about the way that they're passing. It's sort of like, oh, I've got to get the ball out. Oh, I've got to do this. Come on, move. Almost on edge.
Yeah.
Almost ready to sort of, not panic, but maybe sort of up it a gear, which can be good. It might be a good thing that they've got that energy on tap. But at the same time, it makes me nervous, because I think that nervous energy might equate to a bad mistake, one that gives Everton an opening. Obviously, being 3-0 up, that's less dangerous now, so you can forgive them for doing it. But I would like to see them playing with, much more settled, much calmer.
Yeah, I think that as the game has wore on, it has got a bit more calmer. I think Eric Dyer is playing really well at the back. I mean, he's pinging it from left to right like it's nobody's problem. I think Romero and Ben Davies also having fairly strong games as well. We're just seeing the goal here from Keane's own goal. I mean, that Ben Davies ball out round the back to Ryan Sessegnon is very underrated there. And Sessegnon, with the way he gets it in, and obviously Keane puts it in the back of his own net. But I think those three players are giving us quite a good platform. It's actually Sessegnon who's actually lost it more times than probably anyone else. I mean, he's, as much as he did really well for that goal, I actually think he's having quite a fairly poor game.
Yeah, he's not. He's that one thing aside, that one sort of cross aside, and does that count as an assist if it's an own goal?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
So other than that, yeah, he's probably been the exemplar of the sort of nervousness. Him and Son, actually. It's like, I've got to do something. almost. That's how it feels. You know, someone who's really sort of keen to get it right first time. They've been the exemplars of that, I think, in this game. Their goals and their assists notwithstanding. And that ball by Kulusevski, though.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about Kulusevski. So we spoke about the negatives. I mean, let's wax lyrical about the positives now, because I think Kulusevski, he's just got such a creative brain about him. I mean, he picks the right pass more times than not. Yeah. And when you compare him to someone there like a Lucas Moura, I mean, for me, it's day and night, because Lucas Moura, he gets the ball and he drives, right? Yes. Kulusevski actually uses his brain to pick out those passes. And that's the difference, isn't it?
And I think there's a very, very good and simple reason for that. And that's that Kulusevski is not particularly fast. He hasn't got a huge amount of pace, so he's got to compensate for the position that he plays by playing more intelligently. Whereas Moura would use his pace to try and either frighten defenders, pull defenders out of position, or maybe even run past them. Kulusevski probably doesn't have that ability, and so he's got to use the ball better to compensate for that. And we're seeing examples of that with that assist for Sonny. We've seen it in the games that he played in against Leeds, against what was the one before that? Against Man City. You know, these were examples of his skill with the ball, and it's good to have that in the side.
Yeah, completely agree. And you know, you talk about Kulusevski's pace, right? And I've noticed something. I don't know if you've noticed it as well, but with Kulusevski, when he doesn't have the ball, his pace is an issue. So tracking back, making those runs in behind. But I feel like when he actually has the ball and he's got a player coming into him, I actually think maybe it's his brain that does the working, but I actually think he actually speeds up and he actually does have a bit of a turn of pace with him when he actually is on the ball. I think he's a bit faster on the ball than he is off the ball, if that makes sense.
He might be faster on the ball than without, but I think what he does, he will make you think that he's being quick because he uses the ball intelligently.
Right.
He will use the ball. It's almost like a jiu-jitsu thing where you use your opponent's energy against them. He will see the weakness in the approach that his opposition is doing and do something to beat them. So he can beat his man very well, or he can protect the ball from his man very well. And that, I'm not saying he's not faster on the ball. He may well be, you know, but it's not him relying on his pace to beat his man. He will use his skill to beat his man, whereas the likes of Moura will use speed as the primary weapon against opposition. I mean, they're all skillful players, and they're all fast. I mean, Kulusevski's faster than me, you know. A ketamine-doped snail.
Don't put yourself down like that, Rez. Don't put yourself...
No, a ketamine-doped snail is faster than me. But, you know, he's not slow. He's a fit athlete, you know, so he's not going to be slow. But he, compared to other players, other football players, he's not the fastest, I would say.
Yeah. And another player who I really want to talk about is Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty, another strong performance today in that first half. He grabbed an assist, and he could have had two today if Sonny put that away as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, both of them really nice balls around the back.
Definitely.
He's always an option on that right-hand side. I mean, he is laying down that marker now to Emerson, isn't he?
I think so. Look, when Doherty was at Wolves, I said we should get Matt Doherty. I really did. I thought he'd be a great addition.
Don't tell Stell you said that.
No. But Doherty is better than Emerson. I'm sorry, Emerson fans. I know that people will think...
If you're out there, by the way.
If you're out there, yes. I know that there are arguments that people make that, yes, Emerson is new to the league. Yes, Emerson is very young. Emerson, for me, is not a good footballer at the moment. Certainly not good enough to be a first choice for a team like Spurs. Okay? Doherty, you can argue, is a choice that you can see Tottenham making because of his experience, because of what he's done before. He's shown that he has the capability to play in a right wing back role and to be effective there. So whatever the problems with Doherty have been, maybe it's just a case of those were temporary things, long-term temporary, and now that he's found a manager who can bring out the abilities that he does have. He's impressed me in this game. He impressed against Man City
Against
Man City against
Leeds.
Leeds. Sorry, they're all blurring into one at the
Yeah.
moment. I should stop drinking. He impressed against Leeds. You know, maybe we are seeing Matt Doherty actually deliver on what he thinks. It's only 2 games. It's very early to say. Who knows? Maybe it's just an aberration. Maybe he is shite, and this is just the blip rather than the other way around. Who knows? But he's been impressive this game.
The things we're seeing from him now, the things we saw from him in that Leeds game, I mean, arguably, well, not even arguably, they're his 2 best performances in a Spurs shirt. The 45 minutes today and the 90 minutes against Leeds, right?
Agreed.
He's doing things in these 2 games that we saw him do week in, week out for Wolves.
Yes.
When he came to Spurs, first of all, he just never did any of those things, whether it was the system, the manager, whatever it may be. Maybe it was him getting to bed with things. We never saw those things, right? Now we're seeing him really impacting games and really, albeit against poor opposition, let's be honest, against the Leeds side who are losing every week, against an Everton side that are losing every week. But these are the performances now that have to be the benchmark for him. They have to be.
Well, I agree, but let's actually look at Matt Doherty's Spurs career. He came in under Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Now, Jose Mourinho doesn't play with wing-backs.
Yeah.
Then we had Ryan Mason, who doesn't play with wing-backs. Then we had Nuno Espirito Santo, who did play with wing-backs at Wolves
not Spurs, yeah.
with Matt Doherty, but didn't do it at Spurs. Conte is the first manager that Matt Doherty has had who actually plays wing-backs.
Yeah.
So, again, obviously it's 1.5 games, so there's no statistical evidence to suggest anything, any kind of trend at the moment, but maybe he's being able to play his game finally.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
there's definitely a case for that for sure. And another case for Winks to be out of the team, to be honest,
Yes.
because Winks doesn't start today. Bentancur back in. And for me, I think it's just day and night between the 2.
Yeah, I think so. We had a sort of brief, almost like what they used to call an Indian summer, you know, where it was like the weather turned warm, but it was just it wasn't real. He played well in a few games. We actually saw him pass forward a couple of times in those games, but very quickly the old Harry Winks returned. The one who plays sideways, the one who plays backwards, the one who puts in rash tackles, the one that doesn't really progress the ball very much. And for me, it is very much like Dele Alli. Time to go.
I agree. I completely agree. Any other? I think Højbjerg as well. I think he's having a strong game, being very combative in the middle of
Although
the park.
has been a little shaky at times. A couple of times he's dallied on the ball a little bit.
Yes, that is true. But I think that he's doing a very good job for the team. Oh, here's Reguilon.
Right.
So Sessegnon was down at the end of the first half, and it
Yep.
looks as though Reguilon is coming on for the second half.
Yes, indeed.
As much, whether it be injury or not, I think that he lost the ball in many key areas in that first half, and Conte would not be happy about that. So I'm actually happy to see Reguilon come on now.
I think it might be, because remember, Sessegnon was taken off against Wolves very early. Was it Wolves? No, it wasn't Wolves, because I was there.
It was...
Was it Wolves? Anyway, he was taken very off early. He was taken off... No,
Second half has started, by the
here
way.
we go. I think he was taken off very early, and I think that sort of did for his confidence a little bit. And so I think it might have been Conte saying, look, when it's choosing between Reguilon and Sessegnon, you know, there's not a huge amount to choose from. So let's give Cess a little while in the team just to build his confidence up, give him some development. Now that he's injured, it might just be the sort of the pretext that Conte needs to bring Reguilon back in.
All right, well, let's see how he gets on. And already a crunching tackle in there from Reguilon to Harry Kane. Heung-min Son now. Great run here from Heung-min Son.
All right, go on.
He's got Kulusevski to the right.
Out it goes.
He plays
Inside.
him. Kulusevski in. Sergio Reguilon,
How
within
about
40
that?
seconds, scores a goal for Tottenham, and Tottenham are 4-0 up here. Absolutely brilliant stuff, and that was a devastating attack. Heung-min Son does really well, plays it into Kulusevski, and Kulusevski with a lovely ball,
Ooh,
and it found
looks
Reguilon
like he's
at the
in
back
pain.
post. Come on, you Spurs.
Fantastic.
And that
Excellent
is
stuff.
how you do it, Sergio
That's it.
Reguilon.
Yep. Very nice. And Everton are in all kinds of trouble now.
And that move started with
Reguilon.
Everton played it out the back. Reguilon was really aggressive to win that back. Sonny got the ball, drove. Kulusevski plays it,
and he
and
finishes
Reguilon was
the
their
move.
back post.
Superb. Superb.
4-0 to Spurs. Absolutely loving life here. Come on. And we got a super chat here from Bob Spur TV.
Big up, Bob.
And he says, great to see some intellectual, articulate and fantastic insight into the game.
But I'm here.
Rez is doing okay too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here. Piss off, Bob.
He says, big love, lads. 4-1 is still on. And I walked.
True.
And he walked. Everyone give a round of applause to Bob Spur. Come on, Bob.
Superb stuff. Superb. That's it. So, and Jack, we've got another super chat. This is from Jack. He says, I will never tweet about Spurs ever again. I think that's wise, Jack. I really, really do.
Come on, you Spurs. Love it.
It's a shame that Everton is 3 syllables because you can't sing Everton get battered everywhere they go. She just doesn't scan.
You see toffees get
That's
battered.
it. Toffees, yeah, it's good.
Oh, Bentancur with that lovely
look
turn,
at that.
twisting away from 3 players. He's still got it.
Someone pick it.
Oh, it's a foul. And Kulusevski with another assist.
Yes, that's it. So
Two
that's
assists
2
for him.
goals. And how many assists now since he joined?
3 or 4. I think it's 4.
4, yeah. That's not a bad return.
Not bad at
Not
all.
a bad return at all.
And that kind of like waters down my argument and a lot of people's argument on Emerson coming to the league, young player.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because he's 21. He's younger than Emerson.
But on the flip side to that, different players
Yeah,
cause different.
true.
You know what I mean?
But you know what? That still invalidates the argument because when someone offers up the idea that he's young, that is a blanket argument to say that any young player will struggle. You know, new to the league, that's a blanket argument that says any new player to the league will struggle. That's not necessarily the case. So you can't necessarily use those as reasons. They might be reasons, but you don't know that there is. You don't know that he's poor because he's young. You don't know that he's poor because he's new to the league. He might be poor because he's poor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right, 4-0 in, 48 minutes gone. Come on, you Spurs.
Now, let's see if we can now cruise to a nice 6-0 victory.
Got a song here Ashley sent me.
Oh, yeah.
She says, instead of get battered everywhere you go, you can say, toffees, get chewed up everywhere.
Yes,
you go.
yes, that's right. Yes, I like that. Yeah, yeah.
And here's Richarlison. And here comes Son, plays it out to Harry Kane. Kane now, he's going to look for Kulusevski. Lovely ball.
That was,
just
almost.
cut out there from the Everton defence. And here come Everton now. Donny van den Beek.
But again, they're spread. We're actually still very compact, very organised.
Nice
yeah. They seem toothless, really.
Yeah, they do.
Which is ironic because you need teeth to chew toffees. I'm just going back to Ashley's text again, to be honest. Yeah. I suppose.
It was a foul, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a foul. 1,600 people watching, 470 likes. Let's get it up to 1,000, guys. Come on, big up to everyone in the comments. Spurs are 4-0 up here.
Come on, you got to be celebrating.
Exactly.
You got to be celebrating.
Exactly. All right.
Is that Gordon take? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's Gordon.
How is he on free kicks? I've never seen him.
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Thank God it's not what's it called, James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
It's quite far out, but he's going to have a crack and it hits into the wall. And he heads it back into the box and Dyer gets that away. And here's Alan. Plays it out to Coleman. Coleman with the ball into Calvert-Lewin, but that goes all the way back to Romero. And Romero plays out to Decky. Decky out to Matt Doherty, who plays it back to Kulusevski, who beats Richarlison. And he wins a throw on there for Tottenham on the halfway line.
Sanchez. Oh, for Romero. For the booking. Must be.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
4-0 up here.
Yeah. You got to give Everton a couple of goals, so.
But why do that 5 minutes into the second half? Why not just do that at half time? I don't get that.
No.
Do you think something happened in that 5 minutes? I mean,
we scored.
that's fair enough, yeah.
That's the
Something
only,
did
that's the only
happen,
thing. Yeah. I mean, it's the only thing that can really sort of. Maybe it was like, well, one more goal, and then I'll change my tactics and bring Sanchez on.
Or Højbjerg with a lovely ball out to Reguilon there on the half volley.
Yeah.
Reguilon attacking
Serge.
Coleman. Oh, and he just loses his
Yeah.
footing there. And Everton win it back, and he plays it out to Calvert-Lewin, who does quite well there against Eric Dyer. Beats Eric Dyer.
But now they look like they're playing counter-attack.
Who's
Everton,
you mean,
yeah.
And here comes Coleman, I think it is. Plays it out to Gordon. Gordon with David going up against Davis. Oh, just checks back, plays it to Calvert-Lewin, and Dyer's equal to that one. And Davis could get it away with Heung-min Son, but Son loses it to Alan now. And he tries to win it back. Unlucky there for Heung-min Son.
It's an interesting point by Travis Kendall. He says, if we get 5 more goals, we'll go 6th.
Calvert-Lewin! Oh! Just past the post there from Dominic. And Richarlison was coming in there at the back post, but it just went past him.
Bit of danger there.
That's probably their best chance of the game.
I think so, yeah.
And it was pretty much a half chance. Brand new member. Welcome to Silver to Luke Kingston. Welcome to the family, my friend. Oh, bloody hell.
What the hell?
Lloris let that go.
I was just reading the chats and I missed it.
Davis into Højbjerg. Højbjerg finds Reguilon there.
Keep it in, Sergio. That's job 1.
If I'm not mistaken now, under Conte, I think Sessegnon's gone off at half-time a few times and went off after 25 minutes a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Kulusevski on the right-hand side there.
Go on, son. Shoot.
Have a crack.
Oh,
he takes
corner.
a shot and it goes out for a corner. He's gone down there. He looks really hurt there, actually, Kulusevski. It was a challenge with Alan.
Could it be hit his foot into Alain?
Oh, let's see it again here.
Ooh.
Bit of a late challenge there.
That was, yeah.
Did he stab him on the toe there? I'm not too sure what happened, but the corner's been taken. He looks all right there,
He's up
Kulusevski.
again, yeah.
Oh, he beats Richarlison.
Lovely.
A lovely ball into Heung-min Son.
Go on! Oh!
See, that's what I was talking about with Kulusevski, you know, just beat the man with that trickery and play that ball that nobody's expecting.
Yeah, that's it. It's all up here. It's all up here with him.
See how well he disguises that ball.
Beautiful.
Because it looks low for anyone. He's going to chip it into the back post and suddenly just a
He
little
just goes to little tight. What's it called? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. He's done so well.
Reguilon with the ball in. Get it away, but Harry Kane's going to keep that on. Harry Kane with the cross. Oh, and Eric Dyer just hitting the crossbar. He thinks he should have done better there. But Spurs are taking Everton to the sword here. 4-0 up, and they don't want to stop.
Absolutely. That's the way it should be, you know. It's only 54 minutes. Just grab, fill your boots, lads.
Exactly. We need the goal difference, don't we?
Definitely. Definitely. Oh, just underneath it.
Yeah. And here comes Spurs again.
Yeah.
Matt Doherty out to Harry Kane with a lovely ball.
Go on
the volley. What a goal! What a goal! And Spurs are running riot here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Reguilon can't believe it. He's doing that. But Matt Doherty, what a ball was that?
Beautiful.
What was that from Matt Doherty? And Harry Kane.
Who knows? Well.
And Harry Kane with the volley. Unbelievable stuff here. Unbelievable. Matt Doherty is playing out of his skin. Out of his skin.
Superb. Look at this.
Oh,
so
on
beautifully
a plate for Harry Kane. You just got to applause. You just got to applause. 5-0.
And Sonny was there.
And I think Rez, you're going to be invited back at this stage.
Okay,
you're definitely going to be invited back at this stage.
If I'm the lucky charm, I don't mind. If it means Spurs win,
I think it might mean you might have to give up your season ticket for a bit and be a constant fixture.
Shit. I'll just go to the away games. Yeah.
Unbelievable. 5-0 up and still
Absolutely
a long
brilliant.
time to go in this game. It's only been 10 minutes of this second half.
2 goals in 10 minutes.
Unbelievable.
I think that the game is now in bed. I think. Maybe one more, just to really, make sure it's asleep.
And by the way, as of the first Harry Kane goal, by the way, he eclipsed Thierry Henry in the Premier League goal scoring charts.
Oh, did he really? Oh, superb. Excellent. Glad that Gooner goes down a bit.
Exactly.
Irritating, man. If I ever hear anyone just talk to me about Renaults again with that smug, supercilious thing, at least he doesn't do va-va-voom anymore. That just drove me. Anyway, enough about Henry. We want 6.
Exactly. We want 6. You were saying that not long ago.
Yes, that's right. Yes, it's my first ever Spurs game. In actual fact, was the 6-2 against Wimbledon at Selhurst Park. When we were 5-0 up, we were singing "We Want 6," and we Spurs duly delivered. It was brilliant.
Exactly. Let's hope the fans in the stadium can sing that tonight.
I hope so.
Now.
I know that.
Gordon.
And a friend of mine has managed to get my ticket. So big up to Iggy.
Big up Iggy.
Who's a watch-along veteran, I believe.
Yeah, he's been on 1, I think.
There you go. So.
No, I can't remember. But I know he's definitely doing the next 2.
Fantastic. Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be Iggy and Stell in here for Man United and West Ham, I believe.
Awesomeness. But yeah, big up to Iggy if he watches back.
Yeah, big up to Iggy for sure. And another sub here for Everton.
Ooh.
As Alan has won it back in the middle of the park, he plays it into Decore, who plays it back to Alan, who finds Donny van der Beek to Decore. They're passing in triangles here, Everton.
Yeah. That's Conte's system. What are you doing?
Alan with the ball out, and Davinson Sanchez gets it away, and here comes Harry Kane.
Controls it beautifully.
Kane to Bentancur.
Spurs again.
Out to
Doherty.
Doherty. Kulusevski to Doherty. Doherty bring out the party trick here. What a free kick.
Yep.
And he is playing brilliant.
He really is. He's turning it on, isn't he?
He's got such confidence about him at the moment.
He's earned it.
Kaylee Davis with the super chat saying, keep scoring. We need a better goal difference. Absolutely.
So who's their number 30? Who is their number 30?
Donny
it's Van der Beek. Off he comes.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think is that Mikolenko coming on? The Ukrainian?
19.
I think there'll be a big standing ovation for him, surely.
He looks very young.
Yeah, I can hear the whole stadium coming to their feet. Yeah. He's getting a round of applause from everyone in the stadium. And it's a free kick to Spurs. Reguilon and Heung-min Son over it. Reguilon runs over it for Son, and he just takes it.
No. And concede a corner. That's fine with us.
And Bob Spur in the comments saying, I can't wait to get in that studio again. And Bob, we can't wait to have you here. And these seats are missing you as well. They're missing you big time. It's corner to Spurs. Heung-min Son. Sonny now going to whip this in. Camera's fixated on Harry Kane. Waiting for his hat-trick, Harry Kane. It'll be his first hat-trick of the season.
Yeah.
Matt Doherty, I thought he was going to have a pop.
Yeah. Just to round off the performance.
Kane. Oh. No foul.
Okay.
And Matt Doherty's there to mop up. Plays it back to Hugo Lloris on the hour mark. And Lloris boots it up there. Trying to find Heung-min Son in behind, but
second ball.
But Harry Kane wins that
There
second ball well, and Bentancur has it. Kulusevski on the right. Going up against one-on-one with the defender. Kulusevski plays it back to Bentancur. Spurs just being very patient now, passing it around, knowing Everton got to do all the running.
Absolutely.
Davinson Sanchez plays it to Doherty. And Everton, I mean, they're completely in their shape.
This is it. This is what I'm talking about. The settled, comfortable passing.
Now,
yeah. You know? No panic, no worries. Just get it out to your teammates.
When you're an Everton player at this stage, 5-0 down, half an hour to go. I mean, you've got to lose. Oh, Doherty with a lovely ball in. But the Everton player. Oh,
Kulu.
Oh, come off it.
How was that?
Come off it.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not sure what happened there, but that definitely was not a foul.
No. He fell over. Or even dived. It's Richarlison. You know what he's like.
So Kulusevski takes it down. Richarlison puts his body in front of it. That's hardly been touched, hardly.
That's ridiculous.
Comment from Ashley in the comments saying, I wonder how Dele is feeling right now. He's probably feeling when he can get back on the coach and play his games.
I think so. Or at the very least, if I was in Dele's shoes right now, I'd be thinking, please don't bring me on. Please don't bring me on.
I think if you bring Dele Alli on, that kind of rounds off the day. A nice little standing ovation.
Yeah, maybe. I think the Spurs fans will be generous given the scoreline.
Yeah.
You know, I reckon he'll get a round of applause if he comes on.
Definitely.
But yeah, I wouldn't be. Again, I can only put myself in his shoes, regardless of whether or not it's a former Spurs player or not. I think any player up against his old club and he's brought on at 5-0 would not be relishing that, would not be thinking that they're going to enjoy themselves.
Great run by Sonny. He's found
Here he goes. Oh.
Unlucky. Was that Matt Doherty again?
It may well have been, yeah.
I don't know if it might have been Kane.
It could have been Kane, yeah. Could have been Kane.
Don King in the comments today, must be an Everton fan. He said, gotta hand it to Spurs tonight. You've battered us. Well, fair play.
Fair assessment, I think. You know.
And here comes Richarlison, 1-on-1 with Sanchez.
Ooh,
Sanchez does well there, and Matt Doherty mops up once again. Sanchez plays it to Bentancur. He checks back to Højbjerg. And Højbjerg square pass to Ben Davis. He's got Reguilon to his right. He plays it to Dyer to his left. Now it's Bentancur and Spurs just really passing it really calmly now.
No panic, no real need to sort of play it with any not urgency, but you know what I mean, to sort of play it frenetically with high energy. Just calm down, you know?
Exactly.
There's still a lot of the season to go, you know, 2/3-ish. Or a third-ish, sorry, 2/3. 2/3 gone, a third of the season to go. I know it's only one game at a time, one league game at a time, but no reason to sort of push too hard.
I mean, when we're looking forward to the game next weekend against Manchester, that was lovely play from Kulusevski. And Doherty plays a ball into Heung-min Son, who was just behind him. He gets it. Ben Davis now marching on towards the Everton half. And Kulusevski here on the right-hand side. He's going to cross it in. Oh, no, he checks it back to Matt Doherty. Doherty, Højbjerg just lets that run. But what I was about to say, moving forward, looking forward to the game against Manchester United, us coming into it in somewhat confidence. When you look at it, right, our last two league games, 4-0 against Leeds, 5-0 against Everton, right? We're going into this Man United game in somewhat good form in the league. Man United are coming off the back of getting battered by Man City in a local derby. Man United will look at this Tottenham side and they'll fancy themselves against us, right? Sure. So do you not think that they'll play into a bit of our hands as well? And then maybe we can go there and win.
I think so. I mean, yeah, this is the frustrating thing about Spurs is that you would expect them.
Kulusevski takes a shot there from about 25, 30 yards, just over the bar. Well, miles over the bar.
You would, as we've shown, you would expect them to play well against a team that plays relatively open because they have the space to do what they need. They don't like being pressed and they don't like having to come up against defensive banks. That's not how Man United play. They do play relatively open. It's the Man United way. They're supposed to do that. But you can never bank on Spurs doing what you expect of them. That's the problem. And that's what we've seen time and time again. Yeah. We were expected to beat Middlesbrough. We were expected to beat Burnley, and we didn't.
And we're not expected to beat Man United.
That's true. We're not expecting to beat Man United. But then we've got to the point now where we expect the thing that we don't expect, which then becomes our expectation. Yeah. You know, it's sort of meta football
and then
support.
Once that happens, we'll
go back to that.
Like today. Today.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly right.
And just while we were chatting there has been a substitution and Bergwijn has come on for Heung-min Son. He gets a nice little rest there with about 25 minutes to go.
That's good.
So
that's good.
Good stuff there.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Because that's the thing about Steven Bergwijn. He's got energy, at least. You know, it's just getting that last tiny fraction of sort of performance just to get himself over the line, whatever his personal objective is.
I'm actually a big fan of Bergwijn. I really am. I think he's got a lot to his game. And I think since Conte's come, since probably that West Ham game, every time he's played, he's impressed me.
And the thing about Bergwijn is that for me, he's not had an impact on me personally as a Spurs player yet. There have been times where he's done some lovely things, you know.
That's a lovely challenge by Sanchez, by the way.
Great tackle. That sort of opening, that debut goal against Man City, I believe it was, you know, it was sort of like, okay, good. So you've opened your account. I'm pleased. But I'll say this. I probably think more of Kulusevski right now than I do of Steven Bergwijn.
No, I completely agree with that. Yeah.
When the rumours were going around in January that that he might be leaving, my reaction was, I won't lose any sleep if he goes. I won't lose any sleep if he stays. Because he's a Spurs player, I hope that he does well, because I want every player in our shirt to do well. Yeah. If he does well, then of course my sort of regard for him will go up. But right now, it's a case still of he needs to sort of get over the line in certain things, like scoring a goal, stuff like this.
That's a lovely ball from Kulusevski, and Bergwijn hits it straight at the keeper, but really good run there from Bergwijn. Run.
Yeah, stuff like that, you know. More of that on a regular basis, and I would start giving him more of my attention, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. Oh, and here comes Dele Alli.
Here he is.
And a standing ovation from the Tottenham Hotspur faithful as Calvert-Lewin, I think it is going off. And Dele Alli is coming on. Love that. Let's hear how the Spurs fans are reacting. Massive standing ovation for Dele Alli. Come on. Yido.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. That's what the Spurs family are about.
Yes.
That is what the Spurs family are about.
That shows class.
Yeah. Agreed.
That shows class. So, I mean, I hope his team don't do well, you know, or don't do anything. But best of luck to him is all I'll say.
Definitely. Matt Doherty.
Another lovely ball.
Everton just get that away, and Coleman boots that away. And here's Dele Alli with his first touch. Right. And he plays a ball out to Seamus Coleman. Coleman to Richarlison, and Dyer just bundles him over there.
And Richarlison with his usual expression of looking like a bulldog licking piss off a thistle. I've never seen someone who carries so much petulance on his face. It's actually, no, I tell a lie. There's one other player that looks worse, and that's Gabriel Jesus.
Okay.
Other than him, Richarlison always looks miserable. Always looks like he's been put upon. You know.
Loving it. 20 minutes to go, or just over 20 minutes to go, and Spurs are just in cruise control.
Completely in control. Completely just Everton still posing no real threat whatsoever. They seem like they just run out of ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I know they're 5-0 down, so the game's done, but you show something.
Pride, you know what I mean?
Yeah, at least try for a consolation at least, but they're not even doing that. They're all sitting right back, every player in their own half, absolutely showing little, very, very little.
Do you reckon Dele Alli went into the wrong changing room before the game?
Maybe. I can see that happening. It would be muscle memory. Which way do I turn? So yeah, possibly.
And here Spurs just passing it around. Everton got all men behind the ball, and Spurs are just in absolute cruise control at the moment.
You see, if Everton had done this from the beginning of the game, they might not have conceded 5 goals by now.
Agreed.
But as it is, it's sort of a bit too late. You're not going to smash and grab a victory from this, or even a draw. To be honest, no shots on target for Everton at all. No. So that sort of says
again, apart from a bit of pressing that they did to win the ball high up the pitch, they've done absolutely nothing. Because even with that pressing and winning at half the pitch, they did nothing with it.
I agree. They've been a bit clueless. They've sort of Frank Lampard took the wrong approach in terms of
nearly nicking it there.
In terms of trying to beat Spurs. You play open, you give us the advantage, or you give us an advantage that you don't want to give us. In a way, he should really be playing.
The party tricks.
That was beautiful. He should really be doing what a relegation-threatened team does. You know, try and keep it safe.
Yeah.
But he's been thrashed today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kulusevski again.
Wonderful.
But did you see what I mean there about the pace on the ball? Because he looked a bit faster there.
I think it might be acceleration. Maybe it's a case of
that probably, yeah.
Yeah, because and also the other thing to bear in mind is that he's a forward player. So yeah, obviously there will be some defensive duties, but he's the last sort of set of players to sort of take on defensive duties. So maybe he doesn't need to run quite as fast to get into the position that he needs to be in. But even then, you see, even if he's running at full pelt, he's not the fastest on the pitch is the thing. So, and I think it's more about his intelligent use of the ball that he will use as his primary sort of tool.
Yeah, completely agree there.
All right, here's Delhi. Let's see what he does.
See, Spurs, what a club. We're cheering every one of their substitutions.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you reckon if Dele Alli scores now and for 5-1, Spurs fans will cheer the goal?
No, I think that might be a bridge too far on that one, Ben. You know, yeah, what?
Oh, he plays for Everton.
Yeah, damn it.
Someone says in the comments we need to score 3 more goals to close the gap on West Ham.
Well, we're one goal every 14 minutes at the moment, so we might get a 6th. 3 more would sort of wreck the curve. Oh, that was Bentancur having to sort of mop up a little bit, but he sort of ran himself into trouble.
2 assists from Doherty, 2 assists from Kulusevski, and 1 assist from Sessegnon. So when you're thinking about that, that is a hallmark of a Conte team.
Yes.
Kulusevski is the guy Conte signed, and the other 2 are the fullbacks, the wing-backs, which are a hallmark of a Conte system.
Correct.
So we're growing into this Conte system.
It seems to be. Just make sure that all the personnel that are being used are the right ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Corner comes in, Reguilon gets it away, and Bergwijn.
Oh,
Harry Kane hits it back there, and Everton back on the attack.
Oh,
but
well
Bergwijn
done,
does really well
done
against Anthony Gordon.
So, super chat from Bob the Barber, who says, "Since I only watch every other game now, this is great. Well done today, gents. Now, how the hell do I become a channel member?"
There is a link on the video. If you go underneath the video, there's a link to join. There's also a link to join in the description. So either way, you can join.
Absolutely.
But thank you for the interest and thank you for your support. We are about just over 15 minutes to go here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's 5-0. Any more goals in this?
I think so. I think we can get another one, and I hope the boys try for it. I hope they're not like, let's just pass it and not actually try to get the goal. I think, be comfortable. You know, don't necessarily push too hard, but certainly keep pushing for another goal.
Sam Palmer with the super chat saying, "How do you think we come out against Man United?"
Oh, Sam, I don't know. I wish I could tell you. It's hard. It's hard to say at this point what we're going to do against Man United. Because as we've been saying all evening, we've been saying for a while, it's Spurs. The only consistency about Spurs is their inconsistency. What we're going to do, I don't know. You know, this result fits into the pattern of win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So, you know, if it's this, then we're going to lose. Yeah. But if they play open, they'll give us chances. But then will the team be expecting that and play badly? You know, it's so difficult to tell. It's so difficult to tell.
I asked you before, I think it was when it was 3-0. Is top 4 on now? You said no. If we go and get positive results in our next 3 games are Man United, Brighton and West Ham. If we get positive results in those, would you change your mind?
Yes. I think so.
Is that what it sways on?
Yes.
What about just Man United for now?
No.
You wouldn't say at the end of the Man United?
Not yet, no. It will depend on the manner of the win. I mean, the thing that we've got is that we're not doing wonderfully well away from home. You know, the couple of results notwithstanding here and there. So if, say, for instance, we go to Man United and they get a lucky win, we play really well, but they somehow scrape a win or scrape a draw, let's say, then I could turn around and say, well, do you know what? There's a possibility. If we go there and we show what we showed against Middlesbrough and get beaten, it'll be like, no, I don't think we're going to do it. It depends on the manner. It depends on the result itself. Right now, we're still a couple of injuries away from implosion.
Yeah, and we'll be like that.
And
for the
it
rest
will
of the
be like
season.
that for the rest of the season. And I think that is what will be the determinant factor.
Interesting. Yeah, you're not. I mean, it's hard to argue against that, to be honest. But it's a corner to Everton, who is over it. Not sure. Gordon, I think it is, and it comes out Dele Alli. Dele Alli. He bottled the shot.
Yeah,
he bottled the shot, and he's
offside.
Gordon, and he's offside.
Yeah. See, the old Dele you would expect to take that first time, let it drop, just hit it on the volley, on the half volley,
your head and then hit it on the volley.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but no, again, there's something missing. And do you know who? Actually, there's a lot of Spurs fans will probably want to lynch me for this. Do you know who I blame for Dele Alli's, or do I not blame? I think was one of the key contributors to it.
To Dele Alli's downfall.
Yeah,
What?
Pochettino. Do you know why?
I mean, I can see. Is it because the way he kept dropping him deeper and deeper and deeper?
No.
Or what was it?
Do you remember when Dele Alli was first with us? He kept getting, cards and being sent off and stuff like that. And Pochettino turned around and said to him, "Calm down, stop being so rash." That for me is a key part of Dele Alli's game.
The aggression. Yeah. No, I get that. No, 100%.
I think when that, and it's not the only factor. The stuff like being burgled and sort of the people that he's had around him have also contributed. But I think that when Pochettino did that, it took away one of the releases that he might have had from those difficulties outside of football. And so I think that was where it started. Take that out of Dele Alli, take the devilry, I think a friend of mine described it as, and you lose half the player that he is.
Yeah, I think that's right. Luke Kingston with the super chat saying, it's March the 7th and Everton have only achieved 4 more points than Liverpool did in their Champions League group. Wow, that's nuts, isn't it?
That is.
That's nuts.
That's a very, very damning statistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the weird thing. If Everton go down, just hypothetically, Spurs will then be the only Premier League ever present who haven't won the league.
No, I know.
You
Or
know?
the Premier League, yeah.
The Premier League, sorry.
Yeah.
I know. That's...
Way to bring the mood down, Rez.
Sorry. It was, yeah. It's just because there's calm. There's not a lot going on, we all... It's late in the evening, Ben. We all turn melancholy,
Right, we are approaching the final 10 minutes here. I mean, the last 10 minutes has just been pretty much a training regime, hasn't it? Keep the ball for Spurs. Everton not posing too much of a threat.
No.
And Matt Doherty playing like Roberto Carlos.
Yes, absolutely. Everton are just they're chasing shadows, really.
Yeah.
They've shown no real desire to sort of do anything unless Spurs gift them the opportunity. They're not pressing. Space is wide open, and Spurs are just passing it around them quite leisurely.
It's Højbjerg out to Doherty.
Stay in.
It on.
Nice. Oh, good.
Is it going to get to him? No.
Oh.
Højbjerg with an absolute terrible ball out there to Reguilon. It nearly did actually get to him, but
almost, but
he wins it back there.
Draw the foul? No foul. Excellent.
Played Sanchez. Go on, Stevie B.
All right, here we go. Come on, number 6.
Steven Bergwijn plays it to Harry Kane. And Harry Kane back to Stevie B.
Come on, Steve. That's
plays it away. I thought I need to see that again, but it looked like a penalty to me.
It looked like one. He was dragged down at the very least. There was no contact with the ball that I could see from the Everton player. I'm going to stand for a bit.
Oh, now Everton passing it around the back.
Yeah. You see, this was us against Middlesbrough.
Oh, Kulusevski wins it.
Go on. Oi, go on, son.
Go on. He stays up from the challenge. That's good ball in the box. Oh, Kulusevski, brilliant play there.
And Reguilon.
No, how is that? That was shoulder to shoulder. It's shoulder to shoulder. Come on, man.
That is a joke.
I thought this is a contact sport.
Madness. Absolute madness.
Yeah, they're playing up Kulusevski on the commentary. They're giving him credit for not going to ground.
Well, he could, yeah, exactly.
Because if he goes to ground there, it's a free kick.
Free kick, yeah. Three players around him as well, and he's still. There was another one coming in. We didn't see it there, but I love that battling spirit as well. That's good.
It's interesting with Kulu because when he first came in and made that first sub appearance, everyone, and I mean everyone, would be like, "Oh, this guy's going to take a while to settle in," and you know they recognise the talents that he's got, and he's got talent, but they thought he would take a while to settle in.
That's right,
and that's a great challenge from Harry Kane over there, and he is just fitted in like a glove.
There we go.
Great football, Tottenham. Reguilon beats Holgate, and is that a foul? Yes, it is a foul.
Thank you. Oh, what were you going to do this time, Holgate? We're going to stamp on him while the ref wasn't looking or something? You thug. Get off the pitch. Do not like Holgate.
And Kulu has got a better return than Luis Diaz.
True. Yeah. I'll concede that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But Luis Diaz does look like a player,
he looks amazing. Yeah. Frightening almost.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, come on.
Roberto Miranda, welcome to Gold and welcome to the family, my friend.
Welcome, Roberto. Fellow Gold.
Fellow Gold, exactly. Reguilon with the free kick. Comes in.
Oh! No contact from anyone?
I think Sanchez headed that just wide. Gimme a ginger for sweet.
No, Sanchez did get it, but yeah. See, this is what I love about Conte. He does what we do.
Yeah.
You know, he does what the fans do. He's like, oh.
And look at that. Dele Alli just passed that out of play. That's terrible pass from Dele. Absolutely terrible. I think Kulusevski and Doherty on the right-hand side. He's made them two. Have really made our right-hand side really strong.
They have been really effective this game. It has been... It's almost like we've got a right-hand flank now.
Yeah, finally.
You know?
It's only taken till March.
Yeah, exactly. And two managers. You see, these are the things that... I mean, there's the improvement that can be made. You know, as we've said, Doherty is only 2 games. But... you can still improve on this, but it becomes less.
Oh, Kulu.
Oh, go on.
God, I swear, he's just the chance creation machine,
really,
isn't he?
really is.
I mean, we haven't seen like a chance creation performance like this probably since Eriksen.
No.
I mean, he's been at it all game.
Absolutely. Again, that right-hand flank. That right-hand flank is, I mean, it's been Doherty and Kulusevski, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's got to be one of those two for man of the match.
Yeah,
if we're being honest.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think Spurs fans would probably be loath to give it to Matt Doherty.
Ginger Pele.
Ginger Pele. It's because you started swinging ginger from Sweden and I just got mixed up. I remember watching Gary Doherty play in Glenn Hoddle's first game as Spurs manager in the semi-final against Arsenal. He scored as well, yeah.
Not that he knew much about it.
No, he really didn't. We were discussing on another channel whether or not he counts as a legend, and we sort of had to downgrade him until we got finally to cult icon.
Yeah,
sorry, cult figure.
Cult figure.
Yeah, cult hero was too much.
Emma Walshaw with the super sticker. Thank you very much. The support is very much appreciated, so thank you for that. And Kulusevski again with a lovely move there. Plays it into Harry Kane, and Harry Kane back to Matt Doherty. And 5 minutes to go. I mean, man of the match, I think I'm going to give it to Kulu, actually.
I think so too.
With a Matt Doherty very close second.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. They've really covered that right-hand flank absolutely superbly. created chances, remained solid, cleaned up when they needed to, and Kulusevski has just been showing so much energy and fight and passion that it's he's just about beats Matt Doherty. Yeah, I agree.
And here's Reguilon out to Højbjerg. Højbjerg plays it back now, and Spurs just going to keep the ball here. Be nice to go for one more goal.
Yeah, I think so. Round it off. It'll be a proper battering then, you know. I mean, 5-0's a battering. We've got to be fair.
Yeah.
But 6-0 is sort of emphatic.
Yeah.
It was Kane.
Come on, Bentancur. He squares it to Ben Davis. Ben Davis going to look at Reguilon on the left. Is he going to take on his man, Reguilon? He's got Coleman to take on. Checks back. Coleman has no answer. And here's Højbjerg again. Højbjerg loses it out. And here come Everton with Richarlison.
But they're so deep. And
Bentancur with a lovely challenge.
Done. That was a tackle and a half. Excellent.
Oh.
He doesn't hurt himself again.
Yeah, get him off.
Are those Everton fans? They must be. Because they're looking miserable.
Yeah, they're looking miserable and there's not many left.
Not many of them left, yeah. Well, when you've got that trip to get back up to Liverpool and you're 5-0 down, it's like, I think I'm going to go home now.
And Lampard does not look happy.
No.
I love seeing that look on his
Me
face.
too.
Eric Dyer to Kulusevski. Kulusevski plays it back to Doherty. Oh, Doherty! Absolutely
beautiful.
stunning stuff.
This has almost been the Matt Doherty show.
It really has.
Almost. So close to it.
Ben Davis up to Reguilon, who I think Reguilon's been a bit of a breath of fresh air since he's come back.
Yeah, he's been okay. Yeah, not so bad. He's, that goal was good. And he's shown fighting energy as well, which is this is the only thing I can really ask for from players, is to show that they're up for the game. Oh, what a ball by Kane, but so close. But yeah, it's down to nothing. They're fighting. It's scrapping over nothing now. We can afford to just be comfortable. I would like a 6th goal, but if it doesn't come,
we want 6.
We want 6. If it doesn't come, I'm more than happy with this result. It's not a disappointment to me at all.
It's not just the result, but the performance as well.
Yes, agreed. Absolutely.
But I said after we were saying after the Leeds game, I was chatting to Sim, and we were saying can't really read too much into this performance because Leeds just so terrible at the moment. Is it the same story here? No, only because it's evidence that they're capable of it. Spurs are able to play with fight, with effort. These players with the requisite commitment. The key question isn't whether they can. The key question is when they don't, why didn't they? As I say, this squad can be a lot better, but it's not as bad as we might think because they show that they're not. Yes, I'm. This for me is a very simplistic thing. The idea that because you've got a lot of shots or you've got a number of goals, that to me doesn't necessarily make a man of the match. Harry Kane has not played badly. I'm not going to argue that at all. He's been brilliant. But compared to what Kulusevski and Doherty have done, it's not as much. They've contributed more to the team than he has, I would say. He's probably contributed directly to the result, but without those two, he probably wouldn't have got the numbers that he did. So I would say that they deserve it more, although he doesn't not deserve it either, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. Makes complete sense. And just in case you're wondering what we're talking about, Harry Kane was given man of the match from Sky Sports.
Yeah. But this is Sky. It's very simplistic with them. It's always about the spectacle. It's never about any of the sort of meat or the substance of a game. It's about what looks good. Yeah. If you look good and you get a couple of goals, you'll get man of the match. Yeah.
So how many did he scored twice today, Harry Kane? Yeah.
Twice, that's right, yeah.
And both from Matt Doherty assists.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Matt Doherty.
Really unbelievable. That's 3 assists in 3 games? 2 games.
Yeah.
3 games.
3 games.
3 games, if you count Middlesbrough.
Let's just say league games.
Yeah, 2 out of 2 league games. Yeah, that's fair.
3 out of 2 league games.
3 out of 2 league games. Sorry, that's right. So yeah, he's I think he deserves. He's more deserving of it than Harry Kane, and Kulusevski is more deserving of it than Matt Doherty. So Kulu gets it.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. I might give it to Matt Doherty. I just think he's been that good.
No, I still stick with
It's
Kulusevski.
hard between.
It is
I think
hard,
they've been like equally as good as each other.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's just who you prefer.
To be honest, I think it's just at that moment where Kulusevski was sort of tackled and he just kept going just sort of really turned it for me. It was sort of like, yeah, I like that.
We are deep into stoppage time now. We're about to hit 92 out of the 3 minutes added on, and Dele Alli has the ball. He plays a nice crossfield ball there to Seamus Coleman.
You see, now would be a bad time for them to score because it's like ruining the clean sheet at this point is not nice. And it's rising and it's gone. Excellent.
Now into the final minute now of the game. 5-0 to Tottenham Hotspur.
Come on, we want 6. There's still 45 seconds left. Come on.
Nobody would have gave this prediction before the game. Nobody.
No. Bob Spur came closest with 4-1.
He did say 5 goals.
He did say 5 goals, absolutely. He just got one of them wrong.
Yeah.
It's way off my prediction, but that's because I'm a pessimistic bastard sometimes.
And it's hard not to be when you're a Spurs fan.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just armoring your heart against the disappointment. Yeah. You just think if I say a bad thing, if I say a bad result, then if we get that bad result, it's fine. I've already predicted it, and if we don't, I'm happy.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. Ashley in the comments saying 1 was an own goal, so technically Bob is right.
Yes, there we go.
Final whistle has gone. Great debut, Rez. Absolutely great debut for you. And Spurs won 5-0 here. 5-0. I'm going to say it one more time. 5-0. Unbelievable.
We should do a song like that just for this thing. 5-0.
Spurs fans going home very happy tonight. Indeed. The Spurs players are very happy. And without further ado, let's get into the instant match reaction. What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for the instant match reaction. Tottenham 5, Everton 0. An absolutely scintillating performance from Tottenham today. What did you make out of it today?
Amazing. Not what I expected at all. Gobsmacked. Yeah. Delighted. I'm on leave from work this week, so that's a beautiful way to start the week. We were saying on Saturday, thank God there's no game on Saturday because it wouldn't ruin the weekend or on Sunday. And we said, yeah, but it'll ruin the week, and it's not. So yeah, very happy. We don't
have a game in midweek to ruin it as well. So this feeling should fester all week.
Absolutely.
So look, I think that the way the game started, I got quite worried because it looked like Everton had a game plan. It looked like they were pressing us quite high up the pitch. They were getting quite successful at pressing us. But ultimately, with all the pressing, Ryan Sessegnon was losing it a lot in dangerous areas. Our passing game wasn't really on at the start of the game, and I was worried. But you saw quite quickly, we were 2-0 up, within 15 minutes or something. You saw quite quickly how the quality of Spurs was shining through. I felt that Everton kind of did leave a bit too much space for us, and it did play into our hands. I thought they would be a lot more compact than they were today. I thought the only good thing that they did was in the early stages of the game, pressing from the front. A very toothless Everton side, you've got to say that are on a very bad run of form, 1 point above the relegation zone. So it's a team that, on the face of things, I was saying before the game, that you're coming into a game against an Everton side, 17th in the league, 1 point above the relegation zone, who are on a very poor run of form, and Spurs fans are not confident to win this game. But I think that they showed today that they can play against this team, and we absolutely took them to the sword today. I thought Kulusevski, Matt Doherty, absolutely brilliant performances today. Harry Kane was absolutely brilliant as well. 2 goals for him, a goal for Sonny. Matt Doherty with 2 assists. That's 3 assists in 2 games. Yep. And Matt Doherty, what has happened to him? He's been Conte'd.
He's been Conte'd. It's a new player. As you said, maybe it's not Matt Doherty. Maybe it's like a clone that's been sort of bred in a lab to bring in, because he looks a completely different player. He's playing with verve. He's playing with passion. He's playing with confidence. He's doing good things. 3 assists in 2 league games. 3 assists across 3 games, if you want to put it that way. It was the whole team. The whole team were playing with energy, with commitment, and that translated into his performance as well. I didn't really see him put a foot wrong today. Maybe, as we said earlier, it's the fact that he's now working for a manager that actually employs him in the position that he wants to play, which is that of wing-back. Jose Mourinho didn't play with wing-backs. Ryan Mason didn't really played maybe with attacking full-backs, so it's not quite the same thing. And Nuno, ironically, didn't play with wing-backs, even though he was the one who made Matt Doherty's name for him as a wing-back at Wolves. Now that Conte's here, he plays with wing-backs. Maybe, it's only 2 games, so we can't say for certain, but maybe this is Matt Doherty playing in the position that he wants to play in.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. And Kulusevski as well. I mean, Kulusevski has also got 2 assists to his name today. Chance creation machine today, Kulusevski. I mean, he's so good, and his trickery is on point. I mean, it looks as though he's going to play a long ball over the top, then he plays a little dink ball into play. I mean, the guy, he's just a very deceiving person, in my opinion, because he looks as he's very slow. And then when he gets on the ball, his brain is thinking so much faster than his legs. And he seems as though he's like 1 or 2 steps ahead of any of those Everton defenders today.
Well, I mean, you know what? We often talk about technical ability in players. How good are they at passing? How good are they at free kicks? How good are they at this or that or the other? One thing that sort of doesn't get missed but is talked about less is how intelligent a player is, or how much football intelligence a player has. This was what made Sheringham such an amazing player, is it wasn't that his pace, it wasn't necessarily his eye for goal, it was that brain that he had. Always thinking, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds ahead of other players. And I think that's what Kulusevski has got. He's got this ability to read a situation, and he's got the vision and the intelligence to pick out the right play at the right time, before his opponent has got an opportunity to stop him. If that can develop and that can continue to be delivered for Spurs, then I see him having a good career with us.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. In terms of the defence today, I thought all of them stood up really well today. Obviously, Romero getting that early booking for an horrendous challenge, let's be honest.
It was pretty rough. It was pretty rough, but it was against Richarlison, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
But he gets that booking, and we had the actual kind of, because we were winning so much, we didn't have to keep him on the pitch. 55 minutes, he goes off, and Davinson Sanchez comes in. But on a whole, I thought the defensive unit, that back 3 alone, worked really well together. Dyer, the hub of it all. Davis, I thought, played really well, playing out from the back. I think his passing was a bit off today, Ben Davis, but all in all, as a unit, I think they played really well today. And Eric Dyer, I mean, everyone clowned on him last season because he had a very strong start to the season and tailed off again. This season, we're getting to 12 games to go, end of the season, and he is just so good at the moment. I mean, he organises everything at the back. The defence looks lost when he's not there. He's playing these lovely balls over the top that are pinpoint every time to Reguilon, to Sessegnon, to Doherty. He brings that kind of calm, and he orchestrates everything. I thought he was brilliant today.
I agree. It was a rock solid, errorless performance. It was what you would expect from a seasoned, experienced, decent quality centre-back, and that's what he delivered today. There was none of the stuff that was happening to him last season has really been on show this season at all. There's maybe 1 or 2 errors, but do you know what? Every player makes errors. Every defender makes errors. Romero's made errors, For Dyer, it's a case of, is he going to continue to make these simple errors, which he was making a lot last season, or not? And so far this season, they've been minimal. And so, again, maybe he also has been Conte'd. Maybe he should never have been playing in midfield all those years back. Maybe he should have been played as a centre-back. But obviously, when you've got the likes of Toby and Jan as your central defensive pairing, it's very difficult to put a player like Eric Dyer in instead of one of those. I think, again, he's not a worry right now. He's not a concern right now, and that's a difference. That's a change. So yeah, good for Eric Dyer today, I think.
Absolutely. And look, we've spoken about Matt Doherty, but on the other side, Ryan Sessegnon, I thought, he got the assist for the first goal, and he done really well there with a good link-up play with him and Ben Davis. Gets the ball to the byline, crosses it in, and obviously Keane puts it in his own net. But apart from that, I thought he was pretty poor today, Ryan Sessegnon. I think he was trying to bring the ball back out from defence quite a lot of times and got caught more times than he didn't, to be honest. And he got taken off at half-time. I'm not sure it was due to his performance or due to that little knock he took right at the end of the first half, but as soon as Reguilon comes on, you saw it was complete night and day. Bang, wins the ball back aggressively high up the pitch and ends off the move by getting in the back post to score that goal.
I think what Everton were doing to us was targeting our left-hand side, because they sort of shifted slightly to their right, because it was like, forget Spurs' right-hand side. They're weak, they're toothless, much to their chagrin, I think. But because of that, I think Ryan Sessegnon was put under a lot of pressure, and that leads to mistakes. Because of that, yes, I agree. He didn't have the best of games, the sort of assist aside. Reguilon, you've got to bear in mind, is a lot more experienced as well. This is, after all, a European trophy winner in Reguilon. Yeah. So, we knew that he was a good player and we knew he was capable. So I think, yes, when Reguilon came on, he was much stronger, definitely. Because right now, I would probably say that Reguilon on paper is certainly a better player than Sessegnon. Whether or not he's been more effective is a different argument. But this game, he was better than Sessegnon. It was a good substitution to make. And let's see if Reguilon gets a run of games and whether or not he's going to be able to cement that position.
And when you're looking at what Conte brings to this team, when you're looking at the last two games now against Leeds and against Everton today, in the league, that is the staple of a Conte team. The wing-backs high up the pitch, the wing-backs contributing to goals, and that's what we're seeing. We saw that against Leeds. We've seen that today. Doherty 2 assists today, and Sessegnon an assist, and Reguilon with a goal. So are we seeing Conte really getting to grips with this squad now?
I wouldn't go quite as far as that. What I would say is that this was a match in which the players found it easier to implement the instructions that Conte has been given, but that is also down to partially to the way that Everton play. When we will certainly see Conte's system much better or much more deeply implemented, I think, when we come up against the likes of, like a Burnley, that play deep, that play, defensive, that are sort of there to soak up pressure, and see if that system can break those kinds of systems down. Because one of the problems that we've got at Spurs is a lack of urgency or a lack of pace, not in terms of running, but in terms of moving the ball. Not today. It wasn't as much on show today, but certainly against Burnley, because they sat back, we thought, right, let's take our time and do this carefully. And if you do that against a defensive team, they're just going to sit there and say, okay, fine, come at us, bros. Yeah. We will see Conte's system well implemented when they can do it in their sleep, to such an extent that if as soon as the opposition is out of position, you are already in behind them. That's where the trouble is, I think, against defensive teams, and that's when we'll see Conte's system really taken hold, when we can beat those types of players, those types of opposition with ease.
Yeah, absolutely. And moving on to the midfield, Højbjerg and Bentancur. Obviously, Bentancur, massive upgrade on Harry Winks, and that showed today. And I thought Højbjerg, maybe his passing wasn't completely rock solid today, but I thought he did a massive shift for the team, aggressive, winning the ball back countless amount of times in the middle of the park. And fair play to Bentancur, because I thought he won the ball back quite a few times in the middle of the park, and his passing was actually quite spot on today. So I want to big up those two in the middle of the park, because I thought they were a big reason how we got to strut our stuff today.
Yeah, agreed. Højbjerg played the part of destroyer very well, breaking up play, shielding the defence, and gave Bentancur license to be a bit more sort of progressive and moving the ball forward and looking for passes forward than we've seen before. Because if you give Winks that role, he doesn't fulfil it.
I think with Harry Winks, he can do it on like the one-off games, but once he's given the license to have a stretch of games, that's when he's found out.
Yeah, because I just don't think it's in his game anymore. I think with Harry Winks, he doesn't know what type of midfielder he is, and no manager has been able to tell him. And so he plays it very safe. So Bentancur is definitely an upgrade on him. Much as I love Højbjerg, I would still prefer to see Skip alongside Bentancur as the sort of primary choice. But Højbjerg is not a bad option to have if you don't have Skip.
Yeah. And finally, Sonny and Kane. Sonny, I mean, I think he was a bit hit and miss today. I think, especially in the first half, he did lose the ball quite a fefew times. His passing was kind of off. Should have finished that chance when Doherty played him through on goal. But he scored a goal. So how do you assess Sonny's performance today?
Yeah, again, it seems to me like he needs to just sort of gather his thoughts a little bit, just sort of find some focus. He seems a bit blurry at the moment, not exactly sort of that laser sharp focus that you see, you know, that gets him like the Pushkash Award. You know, I've drawn the comparison with a high performance car, right, that is in need of maintenance. If you put your foot down in a Ferrari, you know, unless it's falling to pieces, it's still going to go quickly. It's still going to give you performance, but there's going to be problems. And I think that's what the issue with Sonny. He can perform. He has performed. His stats back that up, but he's blowing hot and cold. The eye test is not delivering the same as what the stats might suggest.
Yeah. And finally, Harry Kane, another 2 goals today. Surpasses Thierry Henry in the all-time Premier League goal-scoring charts.
Excellent. Va-va-voom that, Thierry.
That brings him up to double figures in the league now as well. I thought he was superb today yet again. The guy is on absolutely crazy form at the moment. The finish is spot on. I thought he was dropping deep, spreading the play like we know he does, being our primary playmaker today. And I just thought he was brilliant.
Well, funnily enough, Kane seems to have the focus that Sonny is lacking at the moment. He's gained that focus, whereas before he didn't seem to have it because of what was going on at the beginning of the season. So that's essentially, if you can get Son to have that same sort of, you know, refocusing of his attention and getting him back on sort of point, then the both of them. But I agree, Kane was amazing today. Really, really good. Not my man of the match, but not because he didn't deserve it, but because I thought other players deserved it more.
Who's your man of the match?
Kulusevski.
It's Kulusevski, yeah. I mean, I think there are 3 players who are in the question, and that's Kulusevski, Doherty and Kane. Sky Sports gave it to Kane, but you know, that's Sky Sports. I'm going to give it to Matt Doherty. Matt Doherty, I thought he was absolutely superb today. I mean, on the watch along we kind of agreed it was Kulusevski, but having thought more about it, I just think Matt Doherty was out of this world today. 2 assists. He also created many more chances than we actually got the assists for. Defensively, he was spot on. He was always in space, providing that option. He was aggressive as well. So Matt Doherty, for me, has to get man of the match. And finally, when we talk about Tottenham and the teams that we can play against, we were worried coming into this game because of the way Everton played against Man City. Very compact, very hard to beat, very hard to play against. And that's the teams where we very struggle, like a Burnley, you know, that sit very low and compact. They didn't do that today, Everton. They kind of played into our hands today, gave us a lot of space to play in. So when you're looking at moving forward into the season, that question mark is still there, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're unlikely to see a sort of closed team now until possibly Newcastle, and then probably Burnley. After that, we're going to be seeing a lot more open teams, unless the managers of those teams pick up on, you know, what we've noticed in that we play badly against compact teams. But then that a lot of that would require them to change their default style of play. It's going to be an interesting one. I will say that. It's going to be an interesting end to the season. 12 games to go. Actually, Norwich as well would probably play quite closed. Yeah, there are one or two, but certainly Brighton won't play that way.
The thing is, by the time we play Norwich, it's last game of the season.
It's last game of the season. They could be gone by then, exactly. So we know. I mean, the next game is Man United. They generally don't play like that. You know, the game after that is Brighton.
Yeah.
They generally don't play like that. Whether or not we've certainly got the system to beat them, do we have the mindset to beat them is the big question. Is this going to be a case of Spurs players saying, well, we won the last one, great, we can kick back and relax now? Well, no, you can't. You've got to do the same thing again. Yeah. If they do that, we stand a chance. If they don't, we're going to lose again.
Yeah, absolutely. And Old Trafford next weekend, Saturday, 5:30 kickoff. Me and Sim will be up there for the game.
That's a pig of a journey back.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And when you're looking at it at the league table now, if we win, I believe we'll be a point above them with 2 games in hand.
Interesting.
So if we beat them, will you start believing top 4's on a bit more?
Not yet.
What will it take?
If we beat Man U and we beat Brighton, then I might start giving it some credence. But I'm still, you see, for me, it's not so much about the results. It's about the thinness or the depth of our squad. The squad itself is quite thin. We saw recently when Bentancur was out of the side, we struggled because we had only Winks to take his place. You know, now imagine if Bentancur is injured and then Højbjerg is injured. Who are we going to play in the middle? Winks and Harvey White.
Yeah, but let's be honest. When you're looking at other teams in this top 4 race, Man United. I mean, I've been saying for the last couple of months, I think it's Man United's top 4 to throw away. I completely disagree with that now. I've looked at the Man United fixtures, and they've got a terrible run of fixtures from now until the end of the season. So I think that it'll be very hard for Man United to get top 4 now. So when you're looking at it, Arsenal are probably the shoe-in favourites now for top 4, right? And they've got similar issues to us.
Sure, absolutely.
They've got a very thin squad. Yeah. They've got a wafer-thin squad. If Lacazette gets injured, they've got no other striker apart from Nketiah, who's a kid. They've got, I think, 3 centre-backs or something. So if they got a centre-back injury, they're screwed as well. So I think Spurs and Arsenal are in a very similar situation in terms of their squad depth, aren't they?
Well, in terms of squad depth, absolutely. For me, this is where the commitment issue comes in. If Spurs can convince me that for the next 12 games, or however many it is we've got left, if they will give 100% every time on the pitch, then I would give them more of a chance. I would say, yes, they are capable. And then it truly will be just about which squad can stay healthiest. But if they don't, it's that as well that makes me question it. It's these 2 factors together. Give me one of them at least, and I might believe a bit, but neither of them is there right now. Neither the squad depth nor the conviction that they're going to be committed on the pitch. Until that happens, I can't really back us to get 4th because I just see it falling apart. It's just the pessimism of being a Spurs fan, I think.
All right. Well, that is our instant match reaction. Big up, Rez, for coming on the channel today.
Thank you very much.
Much love for having you on. Thank you for everyone in the comments as well today. Big 5-0 win to Tottenham Hotspur today has brought a smile to all our faces. We'll be back on the post-match fan show very shortly where we'll get your chance to have your say. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.